There's another great song for you right here on Game Time. The Cashion Wildcats want to welcome the Minco Bulldogs to Maxon Field for this Week 2 non-district contest. Varsity is at Thomas next week. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. Back home Friday the 24th against Watonga. That's our next home game, and it is homecoming.
Mic check.
Junior high and high
Check,
school
check, check.
home
Mic
against
one,
Crescent
mic
next
one.
month in
I'm going to turn this
September.
down. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check.
And the Watonga tournament next week. Varsity cheers and regional cheer out of Choctaw High School. That is September the 18th. And varsity junior high cross country will be at Hennessy on the 18th. Come out and support our teams. More music all the way. This is Game Time.
Where the Cashion Wildcats play, it's always the best music. This is Game Time.
That was another great song here on Game Time. Cashion Athletics wants to remind you that good sportsmanship is one of the primary purposes of educational athletics. Our student athletes recognize that judgment calls by officials, coaches, and themselves are made in good faith and should be respected. Spectators can support both of these teams by refraining from derogatory or demeaning comments and cheers today. We hope that you will enjoy the game and support the students in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. More awesome tunes are coming up here on Game Time.
This is the home of the Cashion Wildcats. And great music here on Game Time.
Hit the jump, flex, run me my check, me and your neck, shoes on deck. All we do win, all we do win, all we do win, all we do win. Hit the gym, flex, run me my check, me and your neck, shoes on deck. All we do win, all we do win, all we do win, all we do win.
Show the baby, show me I need to go. And I match the glow on code, I'm shining from head to toe. Y'all ain't noticed, cause they like POTUS. And I said open, hold up, let's get coders, let's get coders. Grab yellow court, walk with a fake. Like, I don't even start for the win, I don't play. Got a coat for the rain, y'all was braced for the storm. We tsunami informed, but it's best that you stay informed. We run plays without no script, and that's light work. We make business off our shop, but what's your network? I cut ties for all my team without this drip, but no canteen. And y'all boys can't, but no sardines. We all just waiting for all 19. I know where it's on stage too much. Clock on 5, but still ain't clutch. Team G6 in the league, stay up. Hey, gotta hit that flip correct.
Hit the jump, flex. Run me my chest. Move your leg. Shoes on deck. All we do is win. All we do is win. All we do is win. All we do.
I went to sleep and I woke up dead, but I changed my mind and I want to. I went to sleep and I woke up dead, but I changed my mind and I want to. I went to sleep and I woke up dead, but I changed my mind and I want to. I went to sleep and I woke up dead, but I changed my mind and I want to. Live my life A to Z, fill up all the vacancies, feel the vindication from the hate you get for chasing dreams. I'm major league with or without any cosign. Stealing third base, no coach, no go sign. That's why I'm feeling how I'm feeling now. Music's my escape, but it's feeling even realer now. Shades on, shoes high, short cuts never work. And it's for the long haul, hot shots never hurt. Skin around those elephants, we don't forget what's important overall. No withdrawal, we don't regret. Pushing forward, even though this life sucks sometimes. You made it level, task one, cross off, step two. Holding that you ain't gonna be around, dog. Stand up, backbone, strong enough to break falls. Just trying to make amends. Look at all those little goals. I went to sleep and I woke up dead, but I changed my mind and I want to live. I went to sleep and I woke up dead, but I changed my mind and I want to breathe. I went to sleep and I woke up dead, but I changed my mind and I want to. I went to sleep and I woke up dead, but I changed my mind and I want to. So many people with the wrong intentions, we've been living with a selfish mission, but I guess it's how we get through it. We take a lesson from the hardships, bet on ourselves. We don't take a hurry up and get through it. We only get a minute to figure out what our business is. Your bucket list is getting long, you finish it, and then you're moving vein gas, Mr. Nicholson. Stumbling over jaded plots, better make revisions of a different kind of feeling. You're doing what you want.
This is game time. Get home to the Cashion Wildcats.
Ultra light beam, we on the ultra light beam. This is a God dream, this is a God dream. This is everything. This is everything. Deliver us serenity, deliver us peace, deliver us love, and we know we need.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashion community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashion students. Kyle and Gina help their clients make the right choice. Don't wait till it's too late. Call 405-607-4300. Go Wildcats at number 88. Let's have a great year.
Walk it up. Get you some.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Have a pest problem? Call Rural Pest Solutions today. We offer as-needed services as well as a variety of treatment schedules. We're family-owned and operated, and we specialize in treating life's smallest problems: spiders, ants, roaches, termites, mice, and more. For both residential and commercial, we're ready to solve your pest problems today. So call Rural Pest Solutions in Cashion, 405-238-6565. Proud supporter of Wildcat athletes.
Can't make the next game? Tune into CashionWildcats.tv.
Cashion FBC is a church seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at CashionFBC.org for more information. We hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
Best music for you all the time.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Woody, and I want to help you or a loved one navigate your way through understanding Medicare. It's hard getting questions answered when you don't know who to call or trust. I am local and appointed with all the insurance carriers in Oklahoma. You can trust me to help you apply for Medicare, make the right decisions based on your current financial and healthcare needs, and feel confident about your future. Act quickly. Annual enrollment period is October 15th to December 7th. Call Stephanie Woody, that's me, at 405-830-4966 to set up an appointment.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and up.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
having a wonderful time while we play some great music on Game Time. Welcome to Cashion High School. All fans should realize that by their attendance at this game, they become participants, and the schools are ultimately responsible for all participants. More music is coming up here on Game Time.
When it's game day for the Cashion Wildcats, the soundtrack is Game Time.
All right, welcome to Cashion Wildcat TV Friday Night Football, FNL, as they say. Welcome to another great night here in Cashion, Oklahoma. Beautiful evening here live from Maxon Field. I'm Neiman Abavi. Joining me here in the air-conditioned press box here is my man Chris Gibson, and, of course, our favorite intern. We don't even call him an intern. He's our full-time trio here. My man Drew Baker. Again, I'm Neiman Abavi. We're so pleased to have you here joining us on Game 3, Week 2 here of the high school football season, where the Cashion Wildcats 1-1 coming off of a very big win over Perry last week, 47-14. We'll be taking on the 1-0 Minco Bulldogs, led by Coach Brock Wardlaw. It's a good one, and anytime Minco and Cashion get on the field or on the basketball court or on the baseball field, softball field, whatever, it's going to be a good one, as both communities have fantastic, rich tradition and some great athletes. Chris, you excited? We kind of got the rebound game last week, and we're back to doing what we need to do, and hopefully get the win tonight.
Yeah, after that week 0 loss, that we're not used to seeing anybody with more points than us on the scoreboard.
I couldn't take it, Chris.
I know.
I didn't even know how to
had to walk you off not to make him jump off of the top of the stands.
Jump off the press box.
But I got him. I talked him down. But it was last week it was just like, we got to get back on the football field. Let's get back out there so we can get back to that winning tradition that we're used to. And this week, after that big win, just going out there and executing really well against Perry, this week, all week long, it's like, man, we're ready to get back out there and see what the Wildcats can do against a very good Minco team.
Well, speaking of the game last week, it was a good one. Ben Harmon was ridiculous, 20 for 31, 427 yards and 6 touchdowns. At some point, somebody's going to be shattering some local state records, for at least for Class A. Nick Nabavi had 8 rushes for 94 yards, 1 TD. Landon Lagasse, he was up for Player of the Week for the Oklahoma. And he had how many receptions? He had 13 receptions, and again, unofficially 286 yards. He had 5 of those touchdowns. Mason Manning with 5 receptions, 85 yards, 1 TD. Max Brown at the corner safety led all tackles with 9. And a big shout out to Bryce Burke, who was injured in that game. Certainly appreciate it. I think he's going to do okay. Hopefully he'll be able to come back and join us. But again, the tally, as you can see on the screen right there, was all Cashion. 60 plays, 620 yards, 427 passing, 193 rushing, 21 first downs. The only bugaboo on the day was 1 turnover on a muffed punt, and 7 penalties for 63 yards. But it was total domination. Credit to Perry and the Maroons quarterback duo, running back. They did well. They hung tight. I think the game was tied 7-7, but it was kind of all Cashion all day.
Yeah, it was one of those things where if we would have not given them the ball on the goal line, they probably would not have scored in that first half. And I say that. They had the big long run, right? And I think Lane came in at halftime and said, they had 90 yards. It was 390-something to 90 yards at halftime, or 100-something. But they only had 90 yards before that big run. Right. And so it was all Cashion other than maybe one play of that whole game. And, at halftime they went in and made some adjustments, which we're going to see kind of that they're going to mimic what they did, I think, last week after halftime, and really shut down anything Perry had going. So just a very good game, bounce-back game like you talked about. Coming off that loss. Yeah.
Drew, as we think about it and move forward to the Minco Bulldogs and led by Coach Broke Wardlaw, they had a big win over Dibble last week, 41-14. What were some of the thoughts coming into this particular game as you were talking to Coach Wardlaw as they were preparing for the Cashion Wildcats?
So I got to talk to Coach Wardlaw, and it was yesterday afternoon I got to talk to him. He said coming into the Cashion game that their keys would be to just play sound and good football, because he said you can't allow Cashion any opportunities that they're going to capitalize on them. He wanted to limit our plays on offense. Coach Wood and Coach Robertson both talked about how their size on the defensive line could be an issue for us, but hope that we'd perform well against that. He hopes that they can tackle a lot better on the open field than some of our other opponents has. He says that Cashion has a history of turning a 10-yard play into a 60-yard play pretty quickly, and he wants to limit those abilities as much as possible. And he talked about the 9 starters that we returned on defense, and said that he still saw our defense as a problem, even though that we had lost some big names like Caden Harrell, Jacob Farrow, and Brexton Green last year. But most of all, he said they wanted to play sound football and get lucky with a lot of stuff.
Lucky. That's usually good. That's my world. Trying to get lucky.
My game plan is being lucky. I'm not. That's not a good thing.
And I continue, hey, Coach Dirk, I continue to be so impressed, Drew, the fact that you're getting guys to open up and talk to you. It's fantastic. I don't know what you're doing, if you're bringing barbecue or what, but keep it going. From a standpoint, Chris, as you kind of thought about and watched film of Minco, what are some of the things we should be expecting and looking for as we will be starting here in about 30 minutes?
Just watching that Dibble film, they have a quarterback that can get back there and sling it. They're not afraid to go downfield and try to make, have big plays. Now, Dibble had a defense, where they were playing 8-9 men in the box and just kind of hanging guys out to dry. But they were still making the plays, right? They were still hitting open guys down the field for big touchdowns, and they scored 41 points. So they're going to be able to throw the ball around. And, the big thing, I talked to Coach Cochran, the big thing that his takeaway from Minco is, and it's year in and year out, they're a well-coached team. They're, a very tradition-rich football, very, successful program. And it's going to be one of those things where you're going to have to play a good game. It doesn't matter if Minco's up or down. They're going to come to play, and they're going to be well-coached, and they're going to, they're not going to make the big mistakes.
Yep.
And just like you said, the coach was talking about, you got to come up and make tackles and not let that 10-yard gain turn into a 60-yard touchdown. That's one thing that a team like Minco, a tradition-rich program like Minco, will do. They'll come up, make good tackles. They'll come up, knock you in the mouth, and they'll be ready to play.
Well, we're definitely going to have our hands full, that's for sure. We have an unbelievable slate today. We started a little bit early, and it's on for a couple of reasons. Obviously, we want to drop in and give some time to our man Drew Baker, who does a great job in working the locker rooms and the coaches and kind of getting inside scoop. We still got to figure out. We talked about Drew's Clues. I don't know.
Yeah, we got to get a good name for the
I know your mama was excited about coming up with a name for your segment, but certainly from a standpoint, we appreciate you guys. But we got an incredible slate today. We have what's called the Legends Night, Cashion Football Alumni Night, where they've been able to come in and tour the facilities. It's a fantastic night. We've got a ton of folks tailgating. If you could just see, I don't know. I wish we could talk to our folks, our field camera, Gage Baddick, let you know all the things that are happening in the end zone and in the west end zone. We've got probably close to, I don't know, maybe 25, 50
You can
spots.
see a little bit over there, just
a little bit. I can see the Wilson's tent and their get up. I know they got some barbecue going on over there.
Yeah.
With Chad Wilson, big shout out to the family out there in Seattle, Washington, cheering on Joey. Auntie and uncle, but it's going to be a great day. Certainly we've got that going on. We're going to have a special announcement, so you're definitely going to want to stay here during the right after the national anthem, and then at halftime we're going to be honoring the 1981 state championship team 40-year anniversary. We're going to honor them and give them the respect that they deserve and earn, and at that time we'll have Lane and Drew up here in the press box breaking down halftime, talking about that 81 team, and I think we may have Chris Cochran come up and grab a mic. So that'll be fantastic. One of our great partners with Chris over at Legacy Financial and Insurance. Definitely love those guys out there. And so kind of, I guess, from the standpoint, we're always trying to do the best to bring you some entertainment. Today it's going to be easy because there's going to be a ton of great stuff to talk about. We're going to go to a quick commercial. We'll come back. We'll have Chris break down a little bit more of Minco players to watch. We'll talk about keys to the game for the Cashion Wildcats. We'll get another breakdown from the coach's perspective with Drew, and we'll go ahead and get ourselves going here on Cashion Wildcats TV 2021 broadcast of the football season, high school football season. So hang tight. We'll be right back in a sec.
Legacy Insurance and Financial Services is proud to be on Main Street in Cashion, Oklahoma, supporting our Wildcats while riding business throughout Oklahoma and surrounding states. Legacy agents who share over 40 years of experience will shop many carriers to fulfill all of your insurance and investment needs. We welcome face-to-face meetings, but if your needs require an online virtual relationship, we are versed at those too. Let the team of Chris Gibson, Chris Cochran, Aaron Phoenix, and Christina Branson at Legacy Insurance and Financial Services help you build your own legacy, one you will be proud to live and to leave.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like video on demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit GoPioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
At Water Heater Man, we specialize in repairing and replacing all water heaters. We service the OKC Metro and surrounding towns with fast, reliable service. We keep our vans fully stocked with essential parts needed for basic repairs, and new tanks are always on the vans ready to go. We offer free estimates on all jobs with financing options available. We match manufacturer's warranty for all newly replaced water heaters. We'll get your water heater back up and running as fast as possible so you don't have to put your life on hold waiting for service. Give us a call today. 405-844-TANK. That's 405-844-8265. Go Wildcats!
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV, CWTV production of Cashion High School Football Friday Night Lights. We appreciate you joining us, Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson, and Drew Baker joining you live from Maxon Field. It's a hot one, but it's beautiful and nice here in the press box, and if you're at home watching, we appreciate it. Hey, before we get down to talking about Minco a little bit more and some players to watch, again, we have to thank all of our fantastic sponsors. 20-plus sponsors taking care of us, making sure that we have an opportunity to provide this free of charge to you, right? Unlike a lot of other high school services, this is for you in our community free of charge, but we can't do it without all of our fantastic sponsors. You'll see Kyle Vandruff there and Farmers Insurance. We love Kyle. Kyle's got a couple great kids, one of them on the field today, Jackson Vandruff, 88. You're going to have to watch for him. He's a big, rangy, athletic kid. But we can't do it without them, and again, it's been fantastic. We've got a couple new folks in Barnett Home Services as well as Creative Medicare Solutions. Stephanie Woody there, she's a Mundell Farms product. I guess we can kind of offer that up, but nonetheless, we can't do it without them.
She's great, but Lee, man, that guy.
Yeah, Lee. Lee's good for a couple texts here and there. We're good. We appreciate the text, Lee. So don't let Chris talk you down too much, but. nonetheless, some fantastic folks. And what's great is that these are folks that are in the community. You saw Absolute Lawns, Pools and Landscape. Jerry Judy, the whole family's fantastic, and there's some inside story there, right, regarding Adlai and the kicking and everything. But again, we got the Roper family with Intrust Insurance Agency. We got Todd Miller with the Todd Miller Design Company with Grain and Grange. Jesse McCracken with Rural Pest Solutions. It's a family community venture, and we really appreciate all our sponsors. But if you want to be a part of the 200,000 people that watched last year, definitely make sure you can still continue to contribute and be a part of this. You can reach out to Coach Hardaway. You can reach out to Adam Dieselhorst. You can go to the CashionWildcats.tv website. Check on the red box that says advertise. Certainly appreciate you. Again, we can't do it without you all. So with that, paid a little bills here. We made sure and gave a little bit of shout out to all the great people like Legacy Financial Insurance, you and Chris, the Chris and Chris group out there. What do you think about in terms of Minco, in terms of players to watch, Chris?
Yeah, players to watch. I had originally put down number 10, Hunter Malinex, and I talked about him in our preseason show.
You did, yeah, I remember that.
And Nima said, "Hey, I haven't seen him on any film." And today we saw him walk up on crutches and a blue cast on his foot. And so they do have some injuries coming into this season, but players to watch, number 2, they're a young team, really, especially in their skill positions. And then their biggest boy on the field, I think, is going to be number 50 tonight, and I think he's a sophomore, and he'll play a big role. But the 2 that I want you to watch are both sophomores. Number 2, Ben Birchfield. He's a sophomore, wide receiver, defensive back, 5'11", 150 pounds. Kid's not that big, but he's a kid that's quick. He will be able to get some separation in the secondary. And his quarterback, number 5, Reed McMurtry, also a sophomore, also pretty small, but these kids are quick. And like I said, Ben will be able to get that separation, and Reed has an arm on him and can deliver a strike down the field. And so these 2 on the offensive side of the ball are going to be the 2 to really watch for. And Nima's going to say their name a ton tonight, just because they're their 2 best players on offense, I believe. I think they have another receiver, number 3. That's a pretty good little receiver that's probably had to step up a little bit, being that Hunter's out. But number 2 is going to be the go-to for Reed McMurtry. Reed, talking about him slinging the ball, he can also pull it down and run the ball. You're going to see that, a lot like what Perry ran last week, where their quarterback could get on the edge, pull it down and run if he needed to. And if you don't keep him hemmed up and keep pressure on him, he's going to hurt you down the field or pulling it down and running with his legs.
In terms of what we think about Minco in general, anything else? I know we've got Drew's going to break down a little bit more for us. Anything from your perspective that you want to make sure and look out for, maybe on the defensive side?
Yeah, just defensively, guys, just watch out for the fact that they're going to fly to the ball. They're going to come up and make tackles, hit hard. And whenever they are lining up, watch them, the way they line up, the way they listen to their coaching staff. They're always going to be in the right spots. They're not going to be anywhere they shouldn't be. And that always limits the big plays.
Well, so Drew, you've been fantastic. You've given us the inside scoop in a lot of areas, helping us cook up a pretty good pregame. Drew, that was kind of a shout out to maybe the Baker last name. I'm still trying to figure this out, but. So, Drew, from your perspective, anything you'd like to add in regards to Minco, or even from the Cashion perspective?
Well, I got a little more, some points from Coach Wardlaw from the Minco side and some stuff from Coach Jack. He said that their strengths as far as Minco goes, he said they're fast defensively, and they have a lot of strength on their offense and defensive lines as far as bigger kids. Like I said, Coach Robertson said they'll probably be some of the bigger kids we play all year. He said they like to play fast, kind of control the clock a little bit, and he wants his kids to fly around. Like you said, Chris, even though most of them are younger kids, younger skilled player kids, they don't let bad plays or anything wrong kind of drag them down. He said they're real good about rolling things off their shoulders and continuing on. He said that their quarterback, McMurtry, like we talked about, he's one of the players they want to have a good breakout game. He said their offensive line, he really looks forward to be able to help their offense succeed and not just stay in competition but actually do really well. he hopes they can run the ball. He said that he was disappointed that Perry wasn't able to run the ball last week as good as they were, and so he hopes that this week that they're able to do that. And he wants his players to be more locked in and aware than he saw some of the Perry players and even Rejoice players be in the Cashion game. He said their staff wasn't really surprised that Cashion didn't pull out the victory against Rejoice.
Boo.
I know. But he said that Cashion lost a lot of productivity on the defensive side, and he said it kind of showed as far as Rejoice not losing some of those kids that were productive for him.
And maybe even gaining some.
Yeah, maybe even gaining some.
Rejoice put up like 40-something points on Begg, so they're not no slouch.
Yeah. No. Right. But he said other
70 though.
Other than that, he just as their coaching staff, he wanted it to be a really good game. They cleaned up their playing all practice, trying to make it as crisp as possible. He talked about how they have big games coming up after Cashion with Rush Springs as well as Hobart and Apache and Mangum. All three of those are in their district. So he was just hoping to limit Cashion's big plays and wanted to showcase some of their offensive success. Even though they're young, he wanted to show that, especially their guys up front who are more senior than the rest of the players, could have a really big game. Just looking at them now on the field, they're all massive guys. I think the heaviest one weighed 350.
260, 220, 245, 275, 350. And their biggest player, number 50, Rhett Schneider Jr., 6'7", 330, is not even out there in terms of a starter.
I guess they have 2 350. Yeah, Eli Kirks, sophomore. He's 6'4", 350.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Massive kid.
Hey, I did notice, so it's a great breakdown, Drew. I did notice that besides the Mullinex kid, it looks like starting running back Jackson Pate, the senior, is not starting as well. We saw in warm-ups there for the Minco Bulldogs, Noah Johnson, sophomore, in there, as well as freshman Carson Littlejohn, number 33. So, the injury bug hitting both schools as Seth Gilbert suffered a little bit of a, I guess, I don't know what you want to call it,
concussion,
mild concussion. I'm not the doctor, don't know the exact diagnosis, but I know he's going to be out as well. So I got to believe Bryce Burke, who's been filling in at middle linebacker.
From what I understand on Bryce is, he's going to be back. They're really just having him sit out for precautionary reasons this week, and but predicting that he'll be back.
He'll be back for Thomas.
And then we have Cotter. Preston Cotter, I think he's out. I think he's strained his MCL.
Goodness, I didn't even know that.
So he will be out, but hopefully that's one of those things that's a little more precautionary than anything, just because as Coach, how many times does Coach Shackelford say in Class A, it's a war of attrition, right? Yeah. Who can be the most healthy by the end of the year?
Which Seth Gilbert I actually saw he was cleared from his concussion.
Oh, he was?
Yep, I saw that in the locker room before game, and he was dressing out before the game.
See, there you go. Drew Baker. Go get another Chick-fil-A sandwich, man. You absolutely burned it, man. That's fantastic, Drew. I'm dead serious. So I guess for keys for the Cats, Chris, this is the Legacy Insurance Financial Services keys for the Cats tonight against Minco. What do we got?
Yeah, for the Cats on offense to be successful, you're going to have to establish that run game. I mean, I say it week in and week out, but this year that's more important, because if you can establish that run game, that keeps those defensive backs, keeps those safeties from just hanging back there and really keeping anything going down the field. If you can get a few big runs by Nick or Ben, or you throw Max back there and get some stuff, some production out of him, that really starts letting those guys cheat up, and that gives Ben a chance to throw it deep and over the top. We saw it last week against Perry. You had the big run by Nick. The next time out, a big pass down the field, just because they're coming up to stop that run. Tempo is the next thing I have for our offense. We talked about how big of boys Minco has, right? Well, big boys don't like to run a lot. So if you can keep the ball moving and keep lining up, keep firing at them, and keep bringing that heat, bringing that pressure, and bringing, play after play after play, it's going to wear on the big boys as the game goes on. So you want to see the Wildcats get out there and play up-tempo and really move the football down the field. Defensively, I have a secondary focus because we just talked about it before the game, or in the players to watch. You have Ben Birchfield, and then you have Reed McMurtry. Ben is the receiver, Reed is the quarterback. Those two, if the secondary sleeps, they will torch them. So secondary has to focus in. Don't let anybody get open. play hard every single down and don't take plays off, because if you do, they're going to sneak one in over the top on you. And then get quarterback pressure. Get in the face of the quarterback, Reed McMurtry, and keep him on the run, and don't let him sit back there in the pocket and find any of these guys down the field. That's what hurt us against Rejoice and a couple of times against Perry. Anytime they had a big play down the field, it's because we just didn't have pressure, and they had plenty of time to throw the football down the field. So those 4 things right there, if we can do those, I think we'll have a lot of success.
Well, we're going to get your prediction here in a little bit, and I've got my Sharpie. I got a real thick one here, too. It's a good one. We'll certainly get that here right before kickoff. From your perspective, Drew, in terms of inside the locker room, anything else from to add to Chris's comments?
Chris, you get better at it every single week. You kind of repeated some of the things that Coach Shackelford said as far as what he wanted to see as a goal. Oh, sorry, I thought we were.
Nope, you're good.
I was just checking.
Thought we were doing the national anthem. I apologize. No, but as far as Shaq said, as far as goals that he wanted to see for the team tonight, he wanted to see a lot better activity on defense. He wanted better effort. In the post-game interview last week, he talked about how he didn't think our effort was necessarily there in the first half. He wanted to see kids fly around to the football more and also be more disciplined in their zone and read, and as well as the RPO schemes that Minco is going to try and throw at us. Offensively, he wants to be efficient with no turnovers on the downs and no turnovers, period. General game plan for tonight, he wanted to see a big improvement from last week as far as tackling and aggression goes. Offensively, he just wanted to take what they gave us from last week and kind of build on that. He said Ben played really good last week. From what Minco had, that they wanted to adjust for anything this week as far as practice goes. He said they're really good on offense. He said they have the ability to move the ball. They're big up front. And he said they're really a lot like Cashion is as far as similarities in offensive and defenses go. And Coach Robertson and Coach Wood said the same thing pregame today. A difference in attitude at practice this week versus last week, coming off of the –
Was it better?
It was better. He said it was a lot better. He said there was people, that had a little bit better attitude as far as, okay, you lose some, you win some, but, this week we're going to come out and win. There was a lot better effort at practice, he said. Kids usually stay pretty even keel as far as that goes, and he said they understand.
This is the most mellow group I've ever been a part of.
He said they all understand it's a long season, and we're only in week 2 now, the third game in week 2. So, and then as far as the games happening around the district this Friday that we should watch, we kind of gave score updates last week around halftime. This week, Tonkawa versus Perry said would be a good game to watch. Watonga versus Rush Springs should be interesting on how Tonkawa compares to us and if Watonga can keep winning like they've been winning. We talked about them in the preseason.
Segue. I mean, that's fantastic thinking about those games to watch. A lot of those are Squirtle partners. And, in terms of some of the top games on Pay Dirt, Cashion Wildcats TV in the game this week has made the billing again for Pay Dirt. So shout out to Andy Campbell, Sooner Lawyer, as well as Adam Dieselhorst in the group there, Corey Rogers. I know they've got their game of the week, but will be highlighted on Pay Dirt as well. So, but certainly jump around, use that Squirtle app, and go ahead and find maybe those games in between. Don't leave our game, but certainly you can go look for some of those good ones that are out there. So we've got about 15 minutes left. I think Silky Smooth, Chad Tishner's kind of offering up an update. How about we go to a quick timeout, and we'll be right back, most likely for the national anthem and some announcements here at the field.
Cut you off.
God bless America, the greatest country in the universe. I know things may look down, but God has shown us we are blessed to be living here in the great U.S. of A. And Chris, we say it every week. Again, just so thrilled to be a part of this community here in Cashion, Oklahoma. Just a great, great day, and it's a great night whenever we've got football Friday night as the Cashion Wildcats will be taking on the Minco Bulldogs, looking to go 2-1 and to build on their #1 ranking in Class A. So, Chris, I know we've got the Sharpie ready. We're trying to figure out kind of where we're at. The teams are coming out. Looks like the captains, actually the teams will be coming out. We'll be doing some honoring. There'll be some stuff, again, a special announcement coming in here very soon. As we'll try to we'll have to kind of play it by ear, which is kind of our MO, right?
That's all right.
That's kind of what we do around here in Cashion Wildcats TV, just kind of play it by ear.
I'm pretty good at it, as I should say.
Hey, but listen, if you're listening and watching at home, I know we've got folks all the way again from Seattle, Washington, Mexico, California, Newport, Rhode Island, Florida, Georgia. Got it all, Texas, of course. We appreciate you joining in. If you got our text number, text us. Let us know. If there's something going on, somebody's mic is not on, whatever the case may be, make sure and let us know. This is kind of how we stay as a small community. It looks like Coach Shackelford, it looked like I saw him coming close. He's here on right around the 35-yard line here midfield, coming down the sideline. We'll have an announcement here pretty soon. Again, a great night as at halftime we'll be honoring the 1981 state champions, Cashion Wildcats, 40-year anniversary. A lot of great guys, a lot of guys that have kids, that have boys that have played here at Cashion. So certainly a legacy that's started with championships in the 80s, 79, 80, 81 era, which has produced a lot of champions as well as top teams here in the state for Cashion. We got the coaches out. We're trying to figure out what's going on. I guess we'll go ahead and announce our officials. We don't see them on the field, but a big shout out to our game officials for the night. Referee Brandon Friesen, line judge John Hazelbaker, head linesman Chris Cameron, umpire, and I'm guessing brother, Lynn Hazelbaker, and back judge Tyus Heinrich Schweiger. What a great name.
Well, it's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. And he is the back judge. So absolutely. So he's our favorite official on the field is the back judge. But certainly from a standpoint of our officials, what do we always say, Chris?
Hey, if you don't have officials out there on the field calling the games, you can't play a football game. So we appreciate each and every one of them getting out there, taking the time. They don't do this for the money. They don't do that. You don't make enough money to do this to make a living. You get out here and it's because you love the game and you love giving the opportunity to kids to come out and compete. So, like I always say, if you think you can do better than these officials, they will be more than happy to have you come on out and join them and help them out. So, looks like they got some people going out to the middle of the field.
To the middle of the field for a special presentation. I would like to introduce Jeremy Seaton. Jeremy played football for the Cashion Wildcats in the 2007 to 2010 seasons. And then went on to play football for the Oklahoma State Cowboys from 2011 to 2015. While at Cashion, Jeremy played both receiver and quarterback. He was a member of one first-round playoff team and 3 quarterfinal playoff teams. Jeremy's individual awards included 2010 Little All-City, 2010 Oklahoma All-State, and he was named 2010 Oklahoma Coaches Association All-State quarterback. Jeremy started his football career at Oklahoma State as a walk-on Cowboy back, but through hard work and commitment, he ultimately worked his way to earning a full scholarship. As a redshirt freshman, Jeremy was a member of OSU's 2011 Big 12 championship team. Jeremy was also a big part of the 2012 Cowboy team that won the Heart of Dallas Bowl against Purdue University, in which Jeremy caught a touchdown pass. The 2013 Cowboy team that played the University of Missouri in the Cotton Bowl, and the 2014 OSU team that won the Cactus Bowl against the University of Washington. In his final season, Jeremy was elected as a team captain of the 2015 OSU team and ended his playing career playing against the University of Mississippi in the Sugar Bowl. Cashion Public Schools is very proud of Jeremy and would like to officially retire his Cashion Wildcat number 5 jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Cashion Wildcat number 5, Jeremy Seaton.
What a fantastic honor. We had no idea until today, but just listening to Chad walk through all of the accomplishments of Jeremy here, amazing, well-deserved. And is this the first number retired here at Cashion?
I believe they had Caden Cochran's number retired also, which he was number 11.
Number 11, okay. So number 5 will go down in retirement.
There was a couple of really good number 5s that have played for Cashion.
Yeah,
Ben Harmon was a number. No, Ben, not Ben. Matt was number 5.
Matt was number 5.
Yeah.
So
Matt's going to say, hey, can we retire that one too? Twice?
Double retirement for number 5. So.
And certainly we always talk about the great coaching Coach Shackelford has provided, and we'll talk about that maybe even tonight later on the franchise with Randy Heights. But you can't do it without the Jimmies and the Joes. The X's and the O's matter, but you got to have guys that can execute. And Coach Shackelford has had a wealth of terrific quarterbacks for sure.
And linemen like Drew Baker.
And linemen like Drew. That's exactly like Drew Baker. But just fantastic athletes all over the place. Jeremy Seaton, a long history of great quarterbacks. In fact, I think there was a nice run of at least 6 quarterbacks in a row that have gone on to play at the next level at some point. And Ben Harmon, who knows? I mean, there's definitely an opportunity for him for sure to go on based on his accomplishments over the years. So, again, congratulations to Jeremy Seaton on the retirement. Definitely well-deserved, a great advocate, a guy that's moved back to the community, and certainly love seeing that. So with that, while we're here on Cashion Wildcats TV,
and get ready to help welcome your Cashion Wildcats.
And as the teams come out, the Sharpie is out.
Are you ready?
Time for your official
you want to
predictions.
Get after? We can wait if you'd like. We got a few minutes,
but when it comes time to pick the score every week, I just kind of think to myself, after watching film, how are we going to match up? What are they going to try to do to stop us? And this week, I really think with what we have to offer on the offensive side of the ball, and how much better we got just after that second half of the Perry game on defense, I think we're going to come away victorious. Cashion's going to win this game 41. You got it?
41. I got the Sharpies out.
To 19.
41 to 19.
I like it. You literally were almost on the money last week, as you are almost every single week. You basically called the Rejoice victory as well. And so, as I say every single week, if there was a high school football line and betting line, not that we promote betting, even though here in the state the lottery helps supports our education system.
There you go.
I believe, this is one man Humble's opinion, my man Chris Gibson can make a serious living here doing that for us. But 41-19, we've got it, and we've got captains coming out. I'd love to see that happen. Cashion Wildcats coming out to the fields. Captains Mason Manning, all seniors, Mason Manning, Ben Horman, Landon Lagasse, Joey Wilson, and Nick Nabavi going up in their gold helmets, maroon tops with gold lettering and numbers, gold bottoms. This is a traditional Cashion Wildcat look. I know a lot of those guys on the 81 team would probably appreciate this. Team captains for the Minco Bulldogs, again led by Coach Brock Wardlaw. I believe we have Hunter Molinax, senior, who is not playing. No, actually, I apologize, not Hunter Molinax. Is that Jackson Pate, I think number 12?
Yes.
Maybe yes. Jackson Pate, the senior who's in a sling there. We've got number 85, Will Holding, he does a split wide receiver as well as a little kicking for the Minco Bulldogs. We've got number 75, Luke Clement, senior, 6'1", 245 lineman. And I believe, is that another lineman over there? I'm going to guess Bryce Williams, number 70, 6 foot 260. So Minco in their white helmets, white tops, white bottoms with blue. They have won the toss. They decline. And, hey, guess what? Just like always, Cashion Wildcats, whether they want to pick it or whether they lose it, they get ball to start the game.
Your officiating crew this evening.
Cashion will be working from our right to left, from east to west here, going into the sun. And the Cashion Wildcats will be getting ready to start here very soon. Drew, in terms of you were on the sidelines. You didn't have a nice little blow-up tunnel to run through, but walk us through a little bit here in terms of kind of what this, I know there's a chant that goes on. Well, tell us a little bit about here after the captains come down. It's been pretty traditional. They'll kind of trot down their jump, get a little huddle going.
Yeah, traditionally you would pick somebody on each of the teams. Our year we had Case Cochran did it, Parker Payesappy did it, Parker being one of the better ones in my opinion as far as the pregame hype. He was always really good at mustering the troops. Shaq could tell you the same. Matt was good at it, so I mean, you just got a guy that's there as the captains are about to run towards the tunnel that gets everybody hyped and sets the mood for the game tonight.
Well, I absolutely love it. I love the tunnel. I love the environment here that we have in Cashion. Got some smoke going. I want to thank Vandruff, and I think
I have a little
Priest
inside
family,
information on the
Maroney's.
smoke. I think they got some. When it starts getting dark, they got some really cool lighting that's going to.
Oh, they're going to do some LED
awesome
stuff. I love it.
with
I love
the
it.
smoke when they come running
And
out. So.
big shout out to Brett Green and the Green family. They've donated their monster train horn touchdown score. So
And Brandon Cotter took that over, so he's been the horn guy now.
he's the horn guy in the back of the truck there, over there in the northwest corner of the end zone. So we definitely appreciate all those fine. And it takes a community, and we've got all our guys working the chain crew. We've got Frazee, Kastner, Waswo, and Eric Williams. Again, it takes everyone. A lot of times they don't get that love, but with that, the Cashion Wildcats do take the field here. Beautiful Maxon Field, beautiful Cashion, Oklahoma. Great night. Appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
The pre-Squirtle era, they had the train horn set up in the corner of the end zone at the people that lived in that house in the corner. They mounted the train horn on their back fence, and that's how they did the train horn before.
All right, so as the great pep band does their work, a big shout out to the Cashion Wildcat pep band here. They do a fantastic job as well. Again, a packed house tonight. A lot of folks from Minco making the drive. It's beautiful. Bermuda's looking great, and the Cashion Wildcats are looking to move to 2-1 with the win over Minco here tonight. Out to kick for the Minco Bulldogs. Again, and they're all whites. It will be number 85, Will Holding, senior with 6 foot, 185. And if we think about what's happened in the past, again, deep, we've got, looks like we've got Lagasse, Jake Branson, as well as Brown. Nabavi's working his way back, as well as a couple of sophomores in Nathan Nabavi, brother of Nick Nabavi, and Cooper Frazee. So looks like we're expecting a deep kick, as the middle line is all the way to 25, and we've got Max Brown sitting at the 10-yard line. Did you see anything on film in regards to kickoffs with the Minco Bulldogs?
I didn't really notice much. Did you? I mean,
they kicked it deep. That was it. I didn't think anything. It was basically down the middle. So we'll see if that continues here.
Holding back to receive for Cashion number 3, Max Brown.
And with the kick, we've got Cashion Wildcat football. It's going to go short to about the 25. Cooper Frazee, the sophomore, gets it head-on collision, keeps his feet. The kid's a tough one, and he'll go all the way out. And the kid who dropped his helmet to make that hit, number 5, take a look at that, was Reed McMurtry, as he comes up slow off that head-to-head, helmet-to-helmet tackle on Cooper Frazee.
Yeah, you come in like that, drop that helmet. A lot of times, even though you're the one coming in hard, if you drop your helmet, that could hurt you, and that would be a big thing for them to lose number 5 right there, because he is the one that comes in and slings it for them on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and his helmet is off, and he's being looked at right now. So Cashion Wildcats on offense, motion to Bobby out the side. He'll get the swing pass. He's trying to get a block and cut outside. Nice stiff arm, sit down, son. Get on the sideline he goes. Nick Nabavi almost gets a first down on that swing pass there on first down.
Nick, I think Jackson was out there and kind of missed that block. The kid did a good job of coming up and getting around him. But Nick just said, sit down, I'm going around you, and he just kind of threw him
stiff
to
arm
the ground.
That'll bring up second down and short, and we do take a look at McMurtry. He's still being looked at. He does play corner, so coming in for him is number 14, Noah Johnson, the sophomore. We've got 2-by-1, 2-back set here. New look for the Cashion Wildcats here. Fake, option right. Harmon's got plenty of space. Kick out, kicks. It goes behind Max Brown. And that will be a loss of a few yards. Unfortunate. Great idea, right idea.
Yeah,
Harmon probably should have just kept it.
It was a beautiful play, beautifully drawn up, and right there. I mean, he made the right read. He should pitch that, but you got to pitch it in front, and that right there just. I mean, we haven't run a whole lot of options.
First option of the year, right there.
Last year or this year. I mean, this year, that's probably the first option play that we've run all year long. And that timing just isn't there yet on that. But that would have been a massive play if Max would have got that in his hands.
So that brings up third down and about 4. Long 3, I said. Hand off to Nabavi. He cuts up. He's going to try to fall forward. He's going to be about a yard short of fourth down. It'll be decision time for Lynn Shackelford. Well, it's not a decision. We know what's going to happen here. He's going.
not a lot of guessing for this.
Hey, go for it. Our defense is good enough. We'll be able to stop them. Go ahead and hammer down and get that first down.
So shoestring tackle there by the Minco Bulldogs brings up 4th down and 1. Nababi to the right of Harmon. He'll give to Nababi. He'll pull forward. He'll bull forward, take a few with him, and that'll be a first down. So nice power run. Good job by the lineman. And that'll be a first down, Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, good job by the boys up front. I mean, everybody knew they were going to go right up the middle and try to get that first down. And you see Camden Maroney right there just doing work, pushing those guys back along with the other big boys up front that don't get enough talk.
We don't talk about those guys a lot. That's
Camden
right.
Maroney was actually one of the ones that Coach Wardlaw mentioned by name that he was concerned about.
2-back set. Harmon, keep. He's going to look to throw. Back to Nababi on the screen, looking for another pass. Vandriff with the block. He's got a freeze to the 40, 35-30 down the sideline. Nick Nababi, shoestring tackle by 33, saves the touchdown for it. Cashion very lucky not to get that block in the back by Vandriff, but that'll turn into a huge run after the pass by Nick Nababi from Ben Harmon.
Yeah, that's the second time in a row that kid has made a good read, got up the field around Jackson Vandriff, but just could not make a tackle. All I know is I'm having flashbacks to Case Cocker running the football after he gets it for some reason. That's what Nick is looking like tonight.
First down and 10. Give to Nababi right side. There's a small hole, but quickly swallowed up there by number 3 for the Minco Bulldogs, Ashton Taylor, sophomore. So nice tackle. That'll be a short game at about 2 yards.
Yeah, I mean, there was a small hole there, but the big boys up front from Minco, they're going to close those holes pretty quick and open up some lanes for those linebackers to come up and make some tackles. But with the pace that we're going at, those big boys up front are not going to be able to go and hang with the guys that Cashion has.
Harmon back to pass, hits Brown on the out. Looks like he'll get about 5 or 6 on that. That'll bring up 3rd and short. Nice little pitch and catch there between Harmon and Max Brown. That'll bring up 3rd down and short here. 9:07 first quarter. Cashion working here early first quarter.
5 yards on the play, 3rd down.
Hey, big shout out to Tommy Branson, sophomore, is starting at left tackle there for our man, I apologize, our man Preston Cotter. So trips up top, Manning, Brown, and Gilbert. Lagasse aced out by himself. Harmon giving him a little look. 5 on the play clock. Goes up top, in and out. Touchdown, Cashion Wildcats on the 7-yard pass from Ben Harmon to Landon Lagasse, and the Cats are on the board.
Great route right there by Landon. All he did was kind of come in a little bit, do a little spin move, and work back out to that sideline. And Ben delivered a strike right out there on that out route. And those throws are not easy. Those routes, timing is not easy. And those boys made it look easy right there for the Cashion Wildcat touchdown.
Huge props to the Cashion offensive lineman, really giving Ben plenty of time right there on that pass, as well as making a lot of progress driving down the field against some of the bigger opponents they'll probably face all year.
So out for the kick is the Bryson Hogan, senior, number 8. Nick Nababi on the hold. Snap, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good as the Cashion Wildcats out the extra point, lead 7-0 here early first quarter with 8:34. We're going to quick timeout. Be right back on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Score with 8 minutes 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Cashion 7, Minco 0.
Cashion Shape Up Fitness is locally owned and operated with no contracts or sign-up fees. Our rates start at only $30 per
Just a
month,
minute.
and we have tanning available. Everything you need to work on your health and fitness. So contact Amber Lee to sign up today. 405-538-8248. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Cashion Shape Up Fitness.
All right, if you want to do any instant replays, you got them right there. You're welcome, sir.
I'm Todd Miller, and this is Grain & Grange, the coolest furniture store you've never heard of. Come see us.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV. Cashion Wildcats up 7-0 on a 70-yard drive by the Cashion Wildcats. Ben Harmon to land on the gas. We called that quite a bit this year already for the 7-yard touchdown pass. Bryson Hogan out to kick for the Cashion Wildcats. Deep,
fantastic
short side
kick.
Coming up. There's a fight for the ball. There's a fumble. It's loose. Ball's on the ground. The Cashion Wildcats on the fumbled kickoff return right around the 27-yard line.
Yeah, and that right there is give credit to Hogan right there. A high, really hard to catch ball right in between two players where they came together and kind of ran into each other, put the ball on the ground, and then the Wildcats with just the hustle down jumped on it for the big turnover.
Yeah, that was Reed McMurtry and Dylan Warren. McMurtry's checked back in. Thankfully, he's okay. I guess if you're a Minco Bulldog, I don't want any long-term health care issues for the boy. Harmon back to pass, going deep. Goes down Max Brown with the catch. It's a touchdown. Cashion Wildcats. 29-yard seam route. Ben Harmon finding his man Max Brown. Touchdown, Cashion.
Now you talk about a dime right there. I mean, there was two kids running right with Max. Max got just a step on the kids, and Ben dropped it in the breadbasket for the touchdown. What a throw! What a catch for the Cashion Wildcats touchdown.
So after the after the kickoff blunder by the Minco Bulldogs, fumble falls on the Cashion Wildcats' hand. One play, touchdown. Bryson Hogan with the kick. It's up. Nice kick. And it's good. Cashion Wildcats up 14-0 early. First quarter, 8:25 left.
And just pulling it back here, watch. You see Max, just a little bit of window there, and Ben drops it in perfectly for the touchdown for the Wildcats. Great job by the boys.
Hey, great concentration by Brown. He came up, got both hands on it. He was not going to drop that pass.
Yeah, big time play right there on the kickoff, and just a huge momentum builder. I mean, we already had momentum off of that first drive, just to drive down like we did and put it in the end zone, and then to come out and get the ball again and go one play into the end zone. The Cashion Wildcats have to have that. I mean, you've got to be pumped if you're a Cashion Wildcat fan. Minco fans, you know, the thing is, it's a long game. There's a lot left to play. The Cashion Wildcats have to keep that focus and keep pounding away, because if you don't, a well-coached team like Minco can come back.
So Bryson Hogan, it's kind of a quick replay here. Deja vu out to kick from the 40, right to left, east to west. Kick is up. It'll be short sideline. That one will go out of bounds. That'll be a penalty, and that ball will end up all the way probably at the 35-yard line. Minco Bulldogs will finally take possession of the football here with 8:25 left in the first quarter.
For a second, I thought they threw that at Coach Wood, who knocked the ball down right as it went outside.
So for the Minco Bulldogs, led by quarterback sophomore Reed McMurtry, 5'11", 150. They're going to show 2x2 for the most part of tonight. Looking for wide receivers, number 11, Clayton Hughes, Dylan Warden, Ben Birchfield, Will Holding. Looks like they're going to go trips right. They're going to ace up top. Ben Birchfield by himself. Max Brown, the junior, locked up on him. Nathan Ababi's checked in at safety. The sophomore getting his first action here in good minutes. Keeper rolling left is McMurtry. He's looking for his man on the comeback. Nice catch. Good tackle there by Brown. Now that'll be enough for a first down to Ben Birchfield and the Minco Bulldogs.
And Max saw the same film I did. He didn't want to get burned deep. He had his shoulders turned, and Birchfield just broke down, came to the outside, and man, he put it. The quarterback there put it right on the money, and they're going to have that timing. They're going to have, these two kids are sophomores. They played a lot of football together. Those plays right there are going to happen. Now Max, looks like we're going to try to single him up with him for the most of the game. They're starting out anyway. So
first down and 5.
Coach Wood and Shackelford are saying, Max, this is your time, buddy. Let's man up. You're on an island. Let's see what you can do, because who would have maybe been doing that if they wouldn't have got hurt? Pippen, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Max is out there. It's his time to kind of step up and show what he can do on the defensive side of the ball.
1st and 5 after the penalty. Low snap. Mertry back deep. Passes up, intended for number 11, Clayton Hughes. Falls deep, Nathan Nabavi on the coverage, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 5 after that first down offsides penalty for the Cashion Wildcats. Wildcats and Tony Wood showing a 4-3 look now. We've got Jackson Vandruff, Joey Wilson on the edge. We've got Juicy Martinez as well as 71, Aiden Williams on the inside. Linebackers, Nick Nabavi in the middle, Jake Branson on the outside, Maroney on the outside. Lagasse and Brown, we've called his name. Give up the middle. Branson with the initial stop, big hit. Is that Joey? That's Camden Maroney. Of course it was Cheese.
Camden Maroney, no surprise there.
So with a big stop right at the line of scrimmage, give credit to Jake Branson on the blitz on the outside with slowing him down. Maroney on the cleanup. That's 3rd down and 5 from the 50 here. 7:23 first quarter. McMurtry back in shotgun. Single back set number 14, Noah Johnson. We've got trips down there. You know, we saw a lot of 2x2. They're showing trips and they're acing out our man Ben Birchfield. Shotgun keep by McMurtry. He looks right side. Vandruff there with the tackle. That'll be short of the first down, and that'll bring up 4th down and about 1.
Yeah, and that's that kind of play that we saw last week against Perry, where he just kind of gives that run-pass option, pulls it down, and goes and sees what he can get. Good job right there by Jackson to get him stopped before that first down. Now see if we can step up against these big boys and stop them short.
Give to number 14, Noah Johnson, the sophomore, all 5'7", 140 of him. Nice work there by the offensive line. Great push, and that'll be enough for a first down. So that penalty was a tough one for the Cashion Wildcats, certainly given a free 5. They had to use all 4 downs to get that 5 yards. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 42 on the Cashion side. McMurtry in shotgun. Look over the sideline. Next to him is Noah Johnson. Again, Birchfield by himself matched up against Max Brown. Snap. McMurtry looking to his right. Pass up high. Catch is made by number 1. Dylan Warden on the tackle was Camden Maroney. And it looks like Seth Gilbert, or actually Kai Gilbert.
He's tackled on the play by number 17, Kai Gilbert.
And that right there, those plays right there, you have to be smart if you're the Cashion secondary. Don't start jumping those too much, because what happens, just like what do? We run those, and then we do a double move and go deep. So Cashion Wildcats have to stay, get up and make that tackle, but be smart. Don't jump them too early. Make sure it's a throw, and then go up there and high point the ball and knock it down or intercept it.
First down keeper by number 5, Reed McMurtry. Goes for about 2 yards. Will bring up 3rd down and 1. Tackle made by Joey Wilson and Camden Maroney. Definitely 4 down territory here for the Bulldogs. Let's see if they might go for it here with trips up top. McMurtry, he'll hand it off. Big hit, Nick Nabavi on the blitz. Tackle for loss. The senior says, welcome to Maxon Field, sophomore. And that's a big stop there on 3rd down to bring up 4th down and about 4.
Yeah, Nick timed that perfectly and came through untouched and just set him down as soon as he touched the ball.
So 4th down and 5 from the 37. 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Trips up top. 85, Will Holding by himself now matched up on Lagasse. Snap, McMurtry rolling left, option left. Pressures by Branson, throws it up deep. Gilbert's there, falls to the ground. Goodness, intended receiver was number 2, Ben Birchfield, as you offered up in the beginning. And that'll be a turnover of downs as the Cashion Wildcats are able to hold and get the ball back here. And there's 4:46 left in the first quarter.
And I said secondary focus. Yeah, it was 4th down. It was short. They tried to sneak one over the top on us, and they almost did.
Yep.
If you're a secondary player, you cannot let anybody behind you right there turn and run with them, knock the ball down, because they have some quickness out there at those wide receiver positions, and the quarterback, he can sling it. He will get it over the top and have big plays if you're not careful.
Harmon leaks out to Manning. Almost broken up. Great job there by, looked like Seth Gilbert on the block.
Yeah, I was about to say, great job by Seth. The kid read it perfectly, but Seth met him before he made the tackle and put him on his back.
2nd and 6, 4:24 running clock here. Ball at the 40-yard line for the Cashion Wildcats, up 14-0 here in the first quarter. Cashion going 2x2. Nick Nabavi to the right of Ben Harmon. Cashion Wildcats scoring on big plays here in the first quarter. Harmon back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's going to roll up in the pocket, looking for somebody. Slings it back in. Catch by Lagasse on the sideline. Is it catch?
He said he was out of bounds.
Looks like he was out of bounds, and that'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 here for the Cashion Wildcat offense.
For number 18, Seth Gilbert.
Yeah, and that time, like you said, had plenty of time. You want to see those receivers keep working, moving, trying to get open. If Ben has that much time, you should be able to find a open spot in the field, and Ben's a good enough quarterback. He can deliver that ball down the field on the run. So do not give up if you're a receiver. Keep moving and find an open spot, and Ben will hit you in the numbers.
All right, so they'll bring up 3rd down and long, 3:49 here. Cashion, it's like with a tight end set, Harmon back to pass, going across the sideline. Catch is made by Lagasse right across the sticks, and that'll be enough for a Cashion Wildcats first down.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays that, Coach Shackford has in his back pocket. Say, we need 7 yards. We're going to run these routes. This guy's going to be open or this guy's going to be open. He has them drawn up perfectly for those situations, and Ben has been in this system long enough that he knows exactly what keys to read and how to deliver that for the first down.
So 1st down and 10, right around the 47. Back to pass is Harmon looking to his left. He's got the comeback. He's going to keep it. It's rolling up. He'll have it to the 50, to the 45, to the 40. Cuts back in all the way down to Minco territory at the 37-yard line. It'll be enough for another Cashion Wildcats first down.
Good job, Ben, there. He went through his reads. He looked at 3 different receivers, and just nothing was there. So he pulled it down and just turned on the Jets and got a huge run there for Ben.
You love that vision, don't you, Drew?
Do what?
You love his vision.
I do.
So 1st down and 10 from the 37. 3 minutes running clock here in the first quarter. Cashion Wildcats up 14-0. Deep pistol for Max Brown. We've got double tight end set Nick Nababi and Jackson Vandruff power right look. Snap. They will go right. Hand off to Brown. He's got a hole. Kicks it back outside. He falls forward. Right idea by the Cashion Wildcats trying to get some numbers, but kudos to the Minco Bulldog D-line as they're able to get the short stop or the short gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down and about 9.
The writing's kind of on the wall for the battle up front this game. I mean, it's just one after another. Those guys are really getting it out up there on the front line. How heavy did we say number 73 was?
Only 350.
350.
Screen pass. Manning's going to look for a block from Lagasse. Gets to the outside. Little stutter step. Cuts it. Little horse collar. No call. It'll be very close to the first down. It looks like it will be. Will it be enough? It looks like it will be enough for a first down. So nice work there by Ben Harmon to Mason Manning to get that 9. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 27. 2:15 here in the first quarter.
Down right there, Landon was out there blocking. Mason kind of danced around a little bit. Sometimes you want to see him. He's quick and he does a good job of making people miss. But right there with Landon out front blocking, you want to see him just hit the gas, get by that blocker, and go score a touchdown.
1st and 10. Harmon pumps, double move. Manning in the end zone goes up, caught. Is it bobbled? Is it going to catch? It's out of bounds. Whew. So good job there by the Cashion Wildcats. Good drop there on the double move, but just a little long there. And we do have a flag on the play. Do we have defensive holding? I hope so.
Kind of where that flag is, it's something down the field where it looks like that could be the case.
Illegal man downfield.
That's what I'm saying. Unless one of the linemen got down the field.
And that's a 5-yard penalty of variety. I don't think that's one that can be declined. Maybe it could be. So that'll bring up 1st and 15 as Coach Wardlaw will take that penalty.
Well, if we'd have had 5 yards, run the same play, that would have been a touchdown, right?
Touchdown. So ball right around inside the 32 on the Minco side. 2:08 here, first quarter. Cashion Wildcats up 14-0. 2-2 for the Wildcats. Looking good in their maroon and gold. Traditional look. Nababi to the left of Harmon. And to do get that 5 back there. So nice work there. A nice call.
Flag on the play.
Okay. Coach Chat saying we can do that too.
Capitalizing on a little excitement by the Minco Bulldogs.
Drew, you played on the interior line. I mean, the number one rule is watch the ball, right?
Always watch the ball. That gets pounded into your head.
You never jumped off sides, did you, Drew?
Oh, no, never.
So that'll bring it back to 1st and 10, almost like nothing ever happened. Ball at the 27, 2:08. Nababi to the left of Harmon. Harmon back to pass. Screen pass to Gas this time. He cuts back in on the tunnel, looking to find a lane. Doesn't get much as number 85. Nice play there by Will Holding, the senior. 6'1", 185. Comes off the corner and is able to make the tackle. And that'll bring up 2nd down and about 9. Long 8.
Yeah, right there. Landon was just being patient, trying to find a little lane. Saw a little one, but, man, 85 came up quick. Will Holding, and just made a great form tackle right there on Landon. Good play by the defensive back there.
So Cashion just outside the red zone, right around the 25. 2nd and 8, 132 here in the first quarter. Nababi to the right. We got Trips up top. Legas by himself, aced out. Snap. Harmon with the quick give. It looks like the dig is caught by Manning. Bobbles it, falls forward. The kid showing absolute strength, and that'll be enough for a first down. Mason Manning, show those muscles, son.
Yeah, right there. I mean, Mason Manning, if you see him in person, his legs are like tree trunks. So right there, you saw it. He bobbled the catch a little bit, but, man, by the time he got the ball in his hands, he had a couple kids on him, and he drug them about 4 yards there for the first down.
So nice little hitch play there for the first down. Cashion with a 1st and 10, 59 seconds, first quarter, 15-yard line. 2-by-2 for the Wildcats. Harmon with the keep. He'll roll to his left, pass on the slant to Legas. Legas with a stiff arm looking to get in. Does he get in? Give it to him. Touchdown, Cashion Wildcats. Landon Legas on the 15-yard post. Ben Harmon hooking up. Deja vu. The Cats go up 20-0.
Yeah, that official was right there on the line looking at the play. He looked over at his side judge to make sure he got over the line, called the touchdown. Good job by Landon. You know, the kid had him stopped about a yard short, and Landon's just will and fight got him over the line for the touchdown.
Good toughness there. We've got Adeline out there. She's getting some cheering going on for her. Nick Nababi on the hold. Snap, kick is up, and it is, get in there. It is good, Adeline Jerry. Shout out to Absolute Pools, and we love seeing that as Adeline Jerry adds to her point total on the year.
I think it should
Wildcats go up 21-0.
Absolute Pools and Spas, extra point, right?
Hey, that's right. We got to get them. We got to get him out here to sponsor that extra point for us. But
they have to sponsor the extra point.
As long as Adeline's kicking it, we'll give it to Absolute Pools. That's fantastic. As the Cashion Wildcats push that lead to 21-0 here in the first quarter. We've got about 44 seconds left. Do we have time for a timeout, or we want to just leave it here?
Let's jump over for a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Sewell and Ogletree is dedicated to championing our clients through complicated and challenging litigations. We pride ourselves on a proven track record of success brought forth by fierce litigation skills. The lawyers and staff of our firm are dedicated to effective and personalized representation for every client who entrusts our service. Uncompromising integrity, unparalleled results. Call Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree, 405-232-1211.
All right, welcome back to CWTV Friday Night Lights here live from Maxon Field, Cashion, Oklahoma. I'm Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker. Appreciate you guys joining us here as the Cashion Wildcats trying to move to 2-1 on the season against the Minco Bulldogs, 1-0. Brock Wardlaw bringing his folks here to Cashion. Cashion Wildcats on an excellent drive here, about a 60-yard drive, putting it in the end zone after a turnover of downs on a hookup from Ben Harmon to Landon Legas. Bryson Hogan with the kick. It's up. High, deep onside to the 20, number 1. Dylan Warden with the catch, comes across the middle. Nick Nababi says, no, sir. Big special teams play, tackled by Nick Nababi, the senior, all the way back to the, looks like forward progress will give him the 20, and the Cashion Wildcats will be going on defense.
I think his brother Alex was texting earlier, talking a little trash about run, Nick. Well, right there, man, Nick may not be the fastest kid on the field, but he is going to give every drop of ounce of effort that he has in his body, and that makes up for that speed, I promise
100%. So great open field tackle there on special teams for the senior, number 4, Nick Nabavi. 3-sport athlete, little basketball post and a baseball catcher. We love that kid. So Cashion Wildcats on D. 38 seconds here. First quarter handoff up the middle. Number 14 had a hole. Nice job by number 14, Noah Johnson. Great job by the line. Give him a nice lane. And looks like that'll be very close to a first down. Bring up second down and short.
Hey, you averaged 275 on the line. You ought to have holes that big every single play. I'm just saying.
2nd and 2 from the 27, 18 seconds on the clock. Again, Cashion moving to a 4-3 today, I guess, to kind of combat that bigger line. 2-by-2 for the for the Bulldogs. McMurtry back to pass. He looks to his left, goes up top, wide open into the Bobby in coverage. Not there. Nice job by the safety, keeping his eyes on number 2, Ben Birchfield, who's been the main target for McMurtry already this game.
Yeah, great job by Nathan. You know, he's back there playing that deep kind of center field for a reason. You know, we saw in the film from the Dibble game that they can go deep. Right there, Nathan did a great job. The other defensive back, whoever was up on Birchfield, did a good job of kind of slowing him down, letting Nathan get over there over the top and not let him have a big play.
Slight pistol formation. McMurtry back to pass, back to his left. Pass is made, tackles up. Nabavi with the initial hit, not enough to bring down. Looks like Max Brown comes up, but that'll be enough for a first down as number 11, Clayton Hughes, paid for that catch. That'll be enough for a first down.
Max Brown.
And so with that, we do have the end of the first quarter. The Cashion Wildcats are up 3 scores, 21-0. Appreciate you guys joining us here on another great Friday night live from Cashion, Oklahoma. We're going to quick timeout. Be back. Cashion Wildcats TV.
Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape is not your ordinary pool builder. From traditional to exotic and anything in between, our staff offers paramount quality and service through the entire design and build process. We provide service to the entire OKC metro and surrounding towns. So relax, knowing our team is wholeheartedly committed to building a trusting and lasting relationship with you. Visit us on Facebook or give us a call today at 405-285-9729. Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape. For 31 years and counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Storm season is coming.
Big pass play right there. We're starting to the second quarter. What did you think? You know, just your takeaway of that first quarter.
First quarter, I thought we played really well on offense and held them pretty good defense. I know up front it's going to be a battle all night between these two really big lines. Minco even being a little bit bigger than our line up front.
First and 10 from the 36. Started the second quarter. McMurtry back to in the shotgun. Looks like he's going to look to pass. Pressure's on. Maroney, Jackson Vandrup with the sack, and that's a big TFL for 88. Big shout out to our big sponsor, Kyle Vandrup. I'm sure he's happy with that one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, right there, you saw Camden Maroney come right off that edge. The kid kind of pushed him right back into the quarterback. He had to step up, and he stepped up right into the arms of Vandruff. And once you get Vandruff gets close, he's got that grip, and he's not letting you loose.
Tunnel screen. It's like it's to the outside of the intended receiver, number 1, Dylan Warden. That was a big sack, a 10-yard sack. And now with that incompletion, we've got 3rd down and 20 from the 26 here for the Minco Bulldogs.
And, you know, with that 4-man front and, you know, having to have that extra guy up there and you don't have as many people back in coverage, you're going to see some of the pass plays that we've seen tonight where they're getting, you know, just some outs, some little stops, turnarounds that are going to be a little more open than what we saw last year, just because, you know, we had that 3-man front along with those four linebackers.
Interception to Bobby, Nathan to Bobby, this time to the 40, to the 35, trying to cut outside. Hey on the ball, son, and just go down. Now Bobby playing safety, and the truest form comes up, and he's getting some love. As the sophomore, excited about his first opportunity to come out in real action, gets the INC, the big return down to the 33-yard line. It'll be Cashion football.
As I was talking about not having as many people in the secondary, Nathan Bobby said, "It don't matter, Chris. I sit back here and get an interception."
He literally was playing safety in the most purest form, just playing center field out there.
Yep.
And, you know, McMurtry just let it go, and Nababi was Johnny on the spot. So that'll be 1st down and 10 on the second turnover of the day for the Bulldogs. After 33, 11-17 here, second quarter. Harmon back to pass, looking to his right, going deep for the jugular. Manning up top with the catch. In and out. Goodness, great job there by number 5, McMurtry. Says, not on my watch. Knocks it out as Manning comes down with it. And sure touchdown. Give credit there to the Minco Bulldog DB.
Yeah, good job right there. Mason did a good job of, waiting to that last second, trying to go up and high point it. McMurtry just had enough on it to kind of rip it out as he came down. But, man, I love taking those shots after big plays like that.
Amen. Trips up top, Harmon Snab looking to his left for the screen's not there. He's got the hitch. He's going to keep it. Little wiggle room. Nice work there by Harmon with a spin. Circle, BB. And Harmon showing that power all the way down for a 9-yard run. Almost enough for a first down. Credit Ben Harmon. He had Lagasse open on the hitch, but said, I got this, Lagasse.
Hey, right there, talk about a flashback to Jeremy Seaton. Didn't that look like him where he'd pull that down and just drag kids for yardage, and right there being finesse, but with power at the end of it.
Nababi with a little power run there over the right side. We have a flag. Not sure what that's going to be for it. Most likely against the offense. We'll see. If it stands, it'll be enough for the first down to the 20.
Yep, it is a hold.
Jeremy Seaton didn't have to do as much of the twisting and turning around.
No, he just ran kids over.
He was a pretty big proponent of just running kids over, and he was good at it.
So Coach Wardlaw will definitely take that penalty as if not, it would have been a result for a first down. So after the spot and the mark off, that's going to be third down and long for sure for the Cashion Wildcats as back judge has a little fight there with Camden Maroney. Not sure what the conversation's about. Cam's like, I don't know what you saw. I don't think it was a hold. So it'll be third down and 10 from the 24. And if you haven't watched this before, I'm going to remind you, it's CashionWildcats.tv, which means this is Homer television for the Cashion Wildcats. We love our maroon and gold. Third and 10, 10:33 running clock. Harmon back to pass, looking to his left. Looks like we got a little screen called up. Nabavi with the catch, almost breaks the first tackle. 85 hanging on for his life. Nice job there by Will Holding, the senior, sniffing that out. And that'll be fourth down and long after the screen play goes for about -2.
Fourth down and 8.
Right here, let's see if we don't see just, one kid going deep. Maybe over here with Landon, having two split out, Mason and Landon. Well, it looks like just Mason's going over there now, but maybe on this short side, you see Max Brown going deep, Landon breaking it off right at the line, turning around and getting something right, in that breadbasket, timing your out for the first down here.
Well, you better find the first down marker. So 4th and 12, 9:47 from the 35. Cashion looking to convert this turnover by Nathan Nababi into points. Harmon back to pass. Pressure's on. Plenty of time. He's got a chance. Steps up. Weaves his way. Throws it. Had Lagasse close to it, and that'll be a turnover of down. So great DB coverage there. We'll call that a coverage sack by the Minco Bulldogs. And it'll be Minco Bulldog ball. First down and 10 from the 35.
Yeah, and that was exact routes that I just said. Max went deep, landed, stopped at that first down marker, turned around, but he had to go so far. We were so far back, it was 4th and 11 and 12. Yeah. It just didn't have enough time to come together.
But you hate seeing that the offensive line working their tails off up there and just not enough time.
Screenplay outside, blocking the back, not called. Nathan Nababi, it will be called. Nathan Nababi on top, ball is loose. They say it was down, so good work by Nababi coming up to make that tackle on the screenplay to number 85. Will Holding, but the block in the back on the outside on Max Brown will march this back. So good work by the Cashion defense. And good pressure there by the Cashion line. I think that was Jackson Vandruff pressuring McMurtry.
Yep. That's one play that we saw them run against Dibble where that McMurtry, he just kind of sprints out there and then just quickly throws it out. It's almost like an extended toss play to get on the edge. And good job by Nathan to come up and be there to make that tackle and get that block in the back.
So 1st and 20 from the 25. McMurtry rolling to his right, going deep. He's got Lagasse in coverage. Lagasse with the catch, and it's another turnover. Interception. Landon Lagasse. Yes, sir. Cashion football.
Yeah, you saw Birchfield streaking down that sideline, and he had a little bit of a step on Landon. Landon kind of let him think he did and tricked Birchfield into thinking he had plenty of room. And as soon as Birchfield let that go, Landon just turned on another gear.
As soon as I saw that ball high there, I was thinking interception immediately.
Yep. So another turnover for the Cashion Wildcats. Is that 3 or 4 on the night? Is that 3?
It's 2 interceptions.
And the kickoff.
And the kickoff.
That'd be 3 then.
So 3 turnovers here in the first half. Cashion up 21-0, 9:19 here in the second quarter. Let's see if Coach Shack wants to go for the jugular again. 2-back set for the Wildcats, Brown and Nabavi. Snap, keep, option left. Harmon, he does kick it out to Nabavi. He gets the pitch this time, the outside. Tries to hit the Jets, but it looks like that'll be very close to a first down. Let's see where the spot is. It'll be just short 9 yards.
And as Ben runs that more and more, he's going to get so good at, waiting to that last second, making that pitch, or even right there, I would almost want to see him fake that pitch, get those guys leaning one way, and then turn it up the field.
Hey, that was the rule
at
Whittier Middle School when I was running the option. You keep that ball until you're made to pitch it.
Yep.
So, nonetheless, Whittier Middle School football doesn't account for what's going on here.
But you were all-state middle school, right?
9 minutes here, second quarter, 2nd and 1, two-back set. Give to Nabavi up the middle. He's got a lane, kicks it back out left side, tackle from behind. Good work there by Nabavi. Tackle made by number 85, Will Holding, a senior. We've called his name a ton for the Minco Bulldogs, and that'll be enough for a Cashion Wildcats first down.
Nick got up a little bit ginger that time, but I think part of his issue right now is just he's working hard. And that kid right there, though, the good thing about Nabavi is they're going to be in shape as much as they do around sports and never taking a break.
Swing pass, though. Brown, he's got a lane. Great block there by Gilbert. He'll be slung out of bounds. Short gain. Looked like it had promise there. Looked like it would be a gain of about 2 or 3 for Brown, the speedster. So nice play design. I'm sure Shaq will dial something up off of that next time.
Yeah, you want to see right there, next time have Ben run out there and then maybe look deep for something on the backside as kids are coming up to try to stop that.
So Nabavi will come out. Looks like we've got Max Brown's by himself in shotgun with Ben Harmon. Up top, trips left. By himself, Lagasse aced out around the 39. In Minco territory, Cashion Wildcats looking to put one on. Give to Brown, left side. Sees a hole, bounce it out. It's going to drag down from behind. And that'll be very close to first down. So nice work there by Max Brown. Turn on the Jets and getting a first down for the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, good job by Max. He was patient there, and when he saw something, he turned on the Jets, and he's fast enough to get big yardage. If there's a little bit of a crease for him, he's going to make yards quick.
It's a little thunder and lightning difference between Nabavi and Brown there at running back. So 1st and 10 from the 33, 8:18 here, second quarter action. Cashion driving into Minco territory. Harmon back to pass, looking to his left, going deep post to Lagasse. He's open, just outside his reach as falls to the ground. Lagasse had a chance. Harmon just a little long there on that first down pass.
Yeah, anytime that you see Landon Lagasse split out wide and they only have one guy over the top, watch for that post play right there, because in about 90% of the time it's going to be a touchdown.
Just missed him. Lagasse, he says, I will get it next time. So the Cats with the tight end set, Bandriff there. We've got twins down below, Lagasse and Gilbert. Up top, Manning by himself. Brown staying in at running back. From the 33, 8:06 here, second quarter. Clock stops, 2nd and 10. Keeper by Harmon. He's got a small lane. Hops over, still on his feet, falls forward to about the 30-yard line, maybe the 29. That'll bring up third down and about 7.
What I love about seeing that play right there is the fact that the front line moves back, right? I mean, they drive down the field, even though they are probably pound for pound about 20 or 30 pounds lighter than almost every kid up front. They are putting their head down and driving down the field and getting those 3 yards right there for Ben to just jump on behind them and make those little plays, and that wears out big guys up front.
So Cashion showing that power look to the left here, double tight end set with Nabavi and Vandruff. Brown to the left, and deep shotgun pistol. Harmon, we've got a flag, do we have a delay again? Dang it.
Yep.
So what was 3rd and 7? That was shaping up to be a really nice play. Will now be 3rd and 12 against the Cashion Wildcats with a 5-yard markup. And it's been tough sledding these last two possessions. Cashion getting turnovers and can't seem to get the rhythm going on offense.
Well, it seems like both times we've had big pass plays down the field that could have gone for touchdowns and just didn't finish on those plays, and we've kind of stalled after both of them.
So same look for the Cashion Wildcats. Deep pistol. Fake Harmon rolling to his right. Looking for the throwback. He's going to keep his feet rolling. Still going. Has a chance to turn it up. Makes the cut. And will go out of bounds. Looks like he'll get it back to about the 30-yard line. That'll make it 4th and manageable. About 4th and 7 for the Cashion Wildcats as Ben Harmon gets about that 5 yards back.
Yeah, Ben's on the move right there, and he's just looking back across the field, trying to find somebody open. Nothing really broke free, so he made the smart decision of just pulling it down and getting what he could there.
So credit again to the Minco DB. He's doing a great job in coverage. Harmon having a tug. So that'll bring up 4th down and 8 from the 31. 7 minutes here in the second quarter. Snap, Harmon back to pass. Looking to his right, he's got a deep ball, wheel route to Nabavi. Just outside of his reach, and that'll fall to the ground, and that'll be another turnover of downs for the Cashion Wildcats. Another missed opportunity after a turnover in Minco territory. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
That right there, I mean, Coach Shackelford on the sidelines probably going, that's exactly what we wanted from their defense.
Yep.
And because, I mean, Nick was running down the sideline wide open, and being right there, you just want to see him throw it, a little bit more air under it, let Nick get underneath it and score that touchdown right there.
I'm going to put $1 down. He's going to get that corrected as we moved in the second half. So Minco Bulldogs 1st and 10 from the 31. Score staying 21-0. McMurtry with the give up the middle of 14. There's a wall there, and that wall is named Camden Maroney. Actually, Jackson Vandruff. And that'll be a tackle, a short gain of about 1, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Got a freshman out there at linebacker.
88, Jackson Vandruff.
That's right, Caleb Duran. Love seeing Caleb. Watched him do some JV running back action for the Wildcats as they whooped up on the Chisholm Longhorns earlier in this week.
Got Jake Branson out there at linebacker too.
Looks like the blitz is on. Pressure. Keep, give. And the Minco Bulldogs.
Fantastic sack by the defense.
As Jake Branson, Vandruff, Maroney, and Duran are there for the big tackle for loss.
Yeah, just up front. The boys up front are just so much quicker. They're getting back behind the line of scrimmage before the guys and the quarterback and the running back can even make a play. And man, the boys up front are doing work right now.
For what they lack in weight, they're making up for in speed.
Speed, that's for sure. Quickness.
3rd and 12 from the 35. 50. McMurtry rolling to his right. Pressure's on. Going deep, coming back, and that'll fall to the ground. Brown on coverage against number 85, Will Holding. And I guess the onslaught of the Cashion defense is taking its toll on McMurtry here in the second quarter already. Now bring up 4th down and long punt situation for the Minco Bulldogs.
Yeah, early in the game, that he made that throw. He had that timing right as the receiver broke it off and put it on the number. That time the receiver did kind of lose his footing, slip down a little bit, but the throw was just not there.
Deep for the Cashion Wildcats is Landon Lagasse, the senior, right around the 40-yard line in Cashion territory. McMurtry punting for the Minco Bulldogs. Careful of fake. He will kick that off. Nice spiral kick. That one will fall to the ground right around the 45. That'll roll to the 40. Nice little roll there for the Minco Bulldogs all the way down to the 34 on the Cashion side. And the Cashion Wildcats will take over 1st down and 10. 5:39 here in the second quarter. We'll go a quick timeout. Be right back with Cashion Wildcats TV.
People, and your first choice for roofing needs should be Rhino Roofing. Locally owned and operated, the Rhino specializes in all types of repair and replacement. Large scale, traditional, modern, unique roof lines, they can do it all. Protect your home and your family with the specialized services of Rhino Roofing. Visit our Facebook page today and make an appointment.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV. Maxon Field, Cashion, Oklahoma, Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker. We're proud to be bringing you Friday Night Lights here live from Maxon Field. The Cashion Wildcats up 21-0. 5:39 here, second quarter. Ben Harmon back to pass, looking down the middle. He's got time. We'll pull up. He's got a wide open Abavi. Wide open is the most understatement that I could make, as he literally was just standing there, and I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication between Harmon and Nabavi on the route, but that's another big miss for the Cashion Wildcat offense.
Yeah, I mean, we're about 3 foot from being up by about 4 touchdowns. I mean,
a couple of times.
4 touchdowns. So, I mean, right there you see it's just one of those things as the Cashion Wildcats get rolling throughout the season. You're going to see this happen. We see it every year. You're going to see some overthrows, maybe some miscommunication, but by the end of it, they get it all lined out, and that's where you see the big scores is when those things keep making plays like that.
Manning with a screen down the sideline, 50, 40, Jets on, see you later, Mason Manning, touchdown, Cashion Wildcats. 66-yard touchdown, Ben Harmon, and it was all Mason Manning. No give up for that kid. Touchdown, Cashion.
Well, I mean, he just threw the ball out there to Mason. Mason kind of made a few moves. Minco really didn't fly to the football. And he just said, hey, there's a lane down the sideline. I'm going to go score. And then he just
hit
outran
it well,
everybody
too.
down the sideline.
Bryson Hogan out for the kick. Fantastic 66-yard play, individual play by Manning. Love seeing that from the kid. Nick Nabavi on the hold here. The extra point will give Cashion a 28-point lead, 28-0. Let's see if we can able to put it through. Hold is down. Kick is up. Get over, sir. Hits the crossbar. I shouldn't have said anything. I jinxed him. And the score will stay 27-0 as the Cashion
Just take a look
Wildcats
right
take
here.
over.
You see him. He gets the ball. He kind of, makes the guy miss. Right here. Then he says, you know what? There's nobody coming to the ball. I'm going to go straight down the sideline and go score. Great job by Mason just seeing that opening and then putting the pedal to the metal and getting to the end zone.
Coach Wardlaw probably threw a hat or two on that one.
Probably.
I gotta believe. Hey, Drew, do you have any updates on scores?
On scores going on across Class A here, we had a tied ball game with Perry and Tonkwall, which is at Perry. Let's scroll down to some of the other people that he mentioned. Ketchum was one of the ones that we mentioned by Coach Wardlaw. They're losing right now to Kansas, a school I hadn't heard of quite yet. And then we go down to Hinton and Mangum. Mangum is up 7. Morrison Kiefer 0-0 in the second quarter. Dibble. Nope, that was wrong. That was an update by somebody else. But we'll go to Tallahena and Salisaw 7-8 at Tallahena. Woodland Newkirk 16. Woodland at Newkirk. Newkirk 0.
You got a Paul Huska score in there?
Paul Huska.
It's a good thing we put the young guy on the phone trying to find these scores because I know I wouldn't be able to do it.
Hey, and I want to give a shout out. Who was the receiver that was over here blocking?
I think that was Gilbert.
He did a great job of not blocking in the back right there. The kid kind of had him beat.
Yep.
He could, it's really easy as a receiver. Just kind of put your hands out there because you want to make that block. But he did a good job of holding off and not blocking in the back and giving Mason a chance to get around and get that touchdown.
So Hogan with the kickoff from the 40. Look for a high onside. It's going to be there. It's right around the 20-yard line. It's Birchfield. He'll catch, come across the middle. Jackson Vandrup, another individual solo tackle. Vandrup showing off that athleticism. And that'll be a tackle right around it. Looks like the 21, 22-yard line as the Minco Bulldogs will take over with 5:14 left on the clock.
Talk about some of the scores again. OBA and Hollis at 18-16 with OBA up by 2. Go down to Tonkwall Perry still tied. Fairview and Alva. Fairview up 12-0. Trying to find your Pawhuska game here, Chris.
Chris is infatuated with Pawhuska.
Rush Springs.
There's somebody we're going to see. I want to see what they're
Watonga is up 28-0 in the second quarter against Rush Springs.
First and 10 from the 24. Jet sweep keeper. Slant's not there. It's not open. It hangs tight just outside the outstretched hands of number 2, Ben Birchfield. Seth Gilbert in coverage there from the safety spot. And that'll bring up second down and 10.
And he, that quarterback, that play, if you go back and watch it, he holds onto the ball, makes a pump fake. And Joey Wilson made him pay. Joey said, do not hold on to the ball that long because as he delivered it, Joey put him on his back right there. And you sit back there long enough for these Cashion Wildcats, somebody's going to get to you.
Then we go whoop your butt. So another jet sweep. That one is a keeper. Camden Maroney trips up the runner. And that'll be enough for Caleb Duran, Gilbert, as well as Lagasse coming in. And that will be another loss, a tackle for loss. And I'll bring up third down and long for the Minco Bulldogs here as Coach Wardlaw with 5:01. Clock has stopped. Not sure. It is running now. He's trying to figure out how not to give the Cashion Wildcats the ball back before half.
Yeah, and Caleb Duran, as a freshman, he is flying to the ball. I mean, I've seen him in on almost every single tackle since he's been in the game. That kid's going to be a monster for the Cashion Wildcats for the next 4 years.
Love it, love it. So Cashion again in that 4-3 look. We've got Nabavi, Duran, and Maroney in that linebacker spot. 2x2 for the Bulldogs. Blitz showing here for the Wildcats, Coach Tony Woods, and looks like we do have a delay of game. And looks like Reed McMurtry's like, what the heck's going on, guys? Come on.
Ball delay game.
One of the things that Coach Wardlaw talked about pregame was that he wanted to be able to control the clock a little bit. So it kind of surprised me that they kind of let that happen there with 4:28 to go and them not being on the scoreboard yet.
So they'll march off to 5. It's now 3rd and 17. Double sticks here for the Bulldogs. 4:24 second quarter.
It's hard to control the clock when you go 4 and out every single time you have the ball.
Cashion showing pressure right up. Full court blitz. Coming up, Aiden Williams has a chance. Duran, nice move, and it's Joey Wilson playing cleanup. Nice job by Joey. That's another tackle for loss sack for the Cashion Wildcats, bringing up 4th and super long. It'll be punt time for the Minco Bulldogs.
Well, I mean, in this second quarter, I don't think Minco has made it past the 35-yard line. I mean,
no,
they've turned the ball over twice on long pass plays.
The interceptions.
They've punted, and then this drive right here, I mean, they just went backwards.
Back to punt is McMurtry. Quick kick. It's going to go down the sideline. Next one's going to go out of bounds. As the Cashion Wildcat coaches say, get away from it. That'll fall dead right around the 40-yard line on the Minco side as the Cashion Wildcats take over 1st and 10 with 3:31, trying to add to that 27-0 lead. Big play here, Chris. They're going to go for it?
We got, 3 minutes and 31 seconds left.
We've just missed. We have just missed on 3.
I think Shaq, I mean, he's got Nick split out here. Let's see if he doesn't try something up top with the Gilbert boy out there. Just get him the ball. I want to see Seth Gilbert with the ball in his hands. I think, over the summer he did a great job.
You called it. Will you stop talking?
I'm sorry. I should not have said that. But over the summer, he had a great 7-on-7 season with the Cashion Wildcats. I think in one of the tournaments that they went to, they said he went up and just completely mossed a kid from one of the better players in the state. I think in Mason.
Madison. No.
Well, I can't remember his name.
We'll figure it out.
But anyway, he's going to be one of those kids that at some point in this season he's going to have a breakout game. And
well, you called it. You just dropped it. You jinxed him. So good call, but too much effort. Harmon back to pass. Empty backfield, going deep sideline. Legas to the 10, catch 5, touchdown Cashion Wildcats. Thank you, Mama. Wildcats are big on the 40-yard pass from Ben Harmon to Landon Legas, senior to senior, touchdown Cashion.
Great play by Ben and Landon together.
You see Landon right there just streak down the sideline. Ben saw him and knew what was going to happen, and he stepped into that pocket and delivered a strike right in the breadbasket of Mr. Landon Legas for the big touchdown.
And watching the body language of the guy that was covering Landon, he also knew it was going to happen.
Adeline Jerry on the kick here. Nick Nabavi with a hold. Snap. Hold is down. Kick is up. Solid.
Wow.
Great kick.
Adeline Jerry, thank you. Another absolute pulls extra point. And the Cashion Wildcats stack another one up and go up 34-0 here.
Here's the replay right here. Just actually, I think this is the touchdown. You see Ben step up in the pocket and deliver a strike right in the breadbasket of Landon Legas, and then Landon just did the rest, just scamper right into the end zone for the big touchdown for the Wildcats. How many times have we seen, just a close plays, and that time it all came together. He dropped it in for a big touchdown for the Wildcats, for them to go up 34-0 in this first half.
And it could have been worse.
Wow.
We
had several opportunities to make it worse.
Yep. So the Cashion Wildcats flexing.
Which one thing I've already noticed about Ben that's different in this game, when the readings aren't there on his wide receivers, he's not afraid at all. He almost instantly goes into that run and does a really well job at it.
Yeah, great call, Drew. And he's acting like a senior that's been doing this for a few years. So out to kick is our man, Mr. Freeze, Bryson Hogan. We love Cam Hogan over at Cashion Community Clinic. Used to be a sponsor. Maybe we get Cam to come back to us. 3:21. Cashion with the kickoff here from the 40. Deep is Birchfield. Kick will go to Birchfield right around the 15. He'll catch, work down the sideline. Brown's in coverage. Nabavi, big hit. Hopefully nothing late there, but it will not be. So nice job by the Cashion coverage. Great kick there by Bryson Hogan. I've been so impressed with him on kickoffs. And the Bulldogs will be taking over 1st down and 10 from their own 32.
Yeah, Bryson does a great job of just getting the ball high in the air. It gives his team enough time to get down there and really make good tackles. How many times have we seen just guys, all they have to do is run about 5 yards to make a tackle because that ball goes so high in the air.
So Cashion 4-3 look here, 1st and 10, 3:18, second quarter. McMurtry back to pass, swing pass out to his running back. Noah in pursuit is Nabavi. He'll hang on to him and get cleaned up there by, who else was out there? me get some eyeballs. Come on,
Jackson Vanderhoof was on the
Is that
chase.
Jay Sevens? That is Jay Sevens. So
I was about to say, I hope that kid does not turn back inside because Vanderhoof was about to eat him alive. But he got out there, and Jay Sevens did a good job of chasing that kid down.
True that. So Jay Sevens has checked in for, looks like Seth Gilbert at safety, Nathan Nabavi at safety as well.
Jace the last couple of weeks had some pretty good plays in the last couple games.
Love seeing the senior out there. So second and long. Did Joey go up?
Wow.
So Joey Wilson, a little bit. I thought he was in the neutral zone. I don't think he crossed, but I don't know the rules.
Is that if you even go in the neutral zone?
Yeah, it's a penalty. Yeah.
All right.
So are they going to wave it? Yeah, wave it.
Good ball.
False start. There you go. See, he was drawn off. That's right.
There you go.
Auntie and uncle for Joey up in Washington. They're like, shut up. Joey didn't do anything.
My boy didn't do nothing.
He didn't do nothing.
But you see right here, I mean, we have guys backed off the line. You see Nathan in there and Jace, and they're not getting right up on those receivers. They're just making sure nothing big, nothing behind them right here before halftime.
Second and long, 17 from the 31. Post. Catch is made. Jace Evans wasn't sure what happened there, but he said, I'll tackle you once, I'll tackle you again. And give credit to number 11, Clayton Hughes.
Impressive catch.
It was just a really good throw. I mean, it was just a slant pattern right there. Jace was in good position, but McMurtry just threw a strike in there to number 11. And
right where it needed to be. That's an entry to a different direction that's not completed.
Yep.
So 3rd and 6 from the 36. 1:55 here, second quarter. McMurtry with the give. The keeper, I apologize, comes back up the middle. Tackle's made there by Aiden Williams. And it looks like Nick Nabavi. Actually, that was Juicy Martinez. I apologize. Chess champion.
Chess state champion. That's right. Hey, I think this is the first time that they've made it by the 35, though. So in the second quarter.
Do not act like that. Do not,
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So 4th down and about 4. Timeout by Coach. Was that Coach Shack that called that timeout?
I believe so. Some of the
Coach
score.
Shack,
Go ahead, sorry.
No, please, Drew, go ahead.
Some of the score updates. Halftime at Morrison at Kiefer. Morrison up 7. Tonkawa is up now against Perry at Perry 10-7. Hobart losing 7-32 at Frederick. Ringling putting a beating on Dixon 36-0 in the second quarter. OBA and Hollis 22. OBA 16. Hollis at Hollis.
Wait, what was the score of that OBA game?
The OBA game 22-16 OBA.
Wait, OBA had to go down to 8-man, so that's good
they're
for
not
them.
Crescent beating Boone Apache 7-0. They're still in the second quarter.
We got a Watonga score anywhere on there?
Let me scroll down to it.
Quit asking for crazy stuff.
Hey, I'm just saying Watonga's they've showed out the last couple weeks.
I totally agree.
I think they're going to be one of the better teams in the district.
4th and 4 for the Bulldogs. 1:45 from the 38 snap. Rolling to his right. Pass. Hit. Ball is loose. Lagasse bringing the thunder. Intended receiver was number 11, Clayton Hughes. That would have been very close to the first down, but hey, love Mr. Lagasse showing that muscle.
Lagasse came up. Great job by him. Meeting him right after the ball hits his hands and puts it on him, and the ball jumps out there. Yeah, that Watonga scores
0 to 34. Watonga beating Rush Springs.
And Rush Springs, they were a playoff team that we played a couple.
Yeah, they sure are.
Last year or year before, that I thought this year might be okay.
Not even quite at halftime yet for Watonga Rush Springs, and they're putting on the same numbers that we are there at their game.
Yeah, it might be a good district game there. Cashion Wildcats 1:42 here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 38 snap. Harmon looking down the middle, waiting, pulls back out, showing some patience. Has Lagasse coming back to Gilbert, actually Brown, and that'll go out of bounds. So credit to Harmon keeping his feet, showing some patience. Burns a few seconds off, but that will fall incomplete. He had Lagasse on the hitch. I think he was getting greedy there on that deep pass.
Hey, watch this.
Brown.
Watch this play right here. Here comes Landon. Hello. Good job by Landon right there on that defensive play. Sorry, I had to jump.
No, I love it. Hey, I love the defensive highlights. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 38. 1:33. Nick Nabavi to the right of Harmon. Screen pass to Gilbert. He falls to his knee. Should have kept his knee.
I'm telling you, that kid is going to get loose in a minute and make something big happen.
Complete to number 18, Seth Gilbert.
A kid who just today and yesterday, I think it was either today or yesterday, was cleared from his concussion.
Yeah, so he hadn't had much practice this week. We'll use that as an excuse for him.
Third and 11 from the 39. 1:08 running clock here. Second quarter. Cashion up big, 34-0. Let's see if Cashion can take advantage of this one. Snap, keeper by Harmon. He rolls out to his right, looking for a block from Manning. Does get one. Cuts it up, goes outside, reaches for the first down marker. And it looks like he will be out of bounds to stop the clock right around the,
Harmon on the carry.
it looks like the 28-29. That'll be fourth down and about 1.
Gain of 9 yards on the play, 4th down and 1.
Yeah, and if you could go back and watch that play, you see Mason Manning out there just completely just driving a kid about 20 yards, and that is what you want out of your receivers.
Amen.
Strong receivers get out there and really work hard to get those blocks and help your teammates able to make those big plays like that.
Two-back set, 4th and 1 from the 29. Harmon back to pass, screen pass to Nabavi in the dirt. I'm not sure what Harmon saw there. He did have a pass rush, number 3 in his face, Ashton Taylor, sophomore, as well as number 85. And another turnover of downs in Minco territory, another lost opportunity for the Cashion Wildcats. I love the play call, and the Bobby was wide open.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Shaq maybe kind of outthought himself there and probably should have just run it.
Yeah, and maybe that's something they're maybe just working on for something later in the year. And when you're when you have this opportunity, just get out there and try to make those plays and see them in live action.
1st and 10, back to passes. McMurtry, he keeps it, rolls out, big hit. Jackson Vandroff.
Kept it for just a little too long on that one.
You know, your internal clock has got to be telling you something when you got Joey Wilson and Jackson Vandroff coming off the edge. Hey, and give credit to the inside guys. Right now we've got Ryan Yandel and Aiden Williams taking up all those big beefies to kind of free up the lanes for the linebackers and the DNs. Timeout. It looks like that'll be a timeout. Is that Shaq or it's got to be who called the timeout? I don't see it yet. Well, we'll have a timeout. We want to go to commercial?
Yeah, we'll go to
commercial. We'll be right back here on CWTV.
Rhino Roofing is all the hype for any roof type.
Gateway Realty is a mother-daughter team that has a heart for small-town life. Both Anita and Kelly were born and raised in Cashion and are still raising their families here. Their family homesteaded in Cashion in 1908, and it's been home ever since. Anita and Kelly know this town, love this town, and would love to help make this your home too. For a friendly face and trustworthy knowledge, call these hometown girls at 405-641-7388. Go Wildcats! Christy Perry is a Cashion-based attorney providing clients in Oklahoma with trusted.
All right, welcome back to CWTV. Neiman and Bobby, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker. It's been a fun night thus far in the first half as the Cashion Wildcats are up 34-0. Definitely still a lot for Coach Shaq to talk about, a lot of missed opportunities. It'll be 2nd down and 14 for the Cashion Wildcats after the Vandroff sack there of McMurtry. Reed McMurtry, the sophomore quarterback, has been harassed all night. McMurtry back to pass. He'll keep it slant across the middle. Tipped by Nick Nabavi. Nathan Nabavi's going to come over and say, "That was my ball, bro. That was my
That's
ball."
exactly what I was about to say right there. Nathan had his eyes on that ball. He made a good break, and Big Brother kind of got his paws up there and knocked it out off the trajectory it was on, and that could have been a big play for Little Brother.
Nathan's got 1 interception on the night. I know his mama's happy about that one, so it'll be a good evening for him. 34-0, 34 seconds. McMurtry signals number 11, Hughes in motion. Give up the middle. Tackle made by, is that Jackson Vandroff? Have we called his name like 9,000 times tonight? On the help is Caleb Duran. And I think that's going to be it. Well, I guess we do have another timeout. And with 27 seconds left, I think Coach Shaq is said, "Hey, let's go." And so that with that, it'll be 4th and 14 right around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Shaq right here is thinking, we've got 27 seconds left. Let's get the ball and throw it deep. We've got guys that can go deep, go up and make plays, and a quarterback that can deliver a strike. We have a half of football left. He's thinking, let's go ahead and try to get another score because they're coming out the second half with the football because we're kicking off. So there's no reason not to try to go deep and try to get another score on the board for the Cashion Wildcats right here before halftime.
Amen, Chris. So it will be punt formation for the Minco Bulldogs, 4th and 10 from the 30. 30 seconds. You got a playmaker like Lagasse back there. This time Nick Nabavi is the up back right around the 45-yard line. Let's see if Lagasse will have a chance to return this. McMurtry with the punt. High hanger. Get Lagasse with the catch at midfield. Comes up. Tackle made. Nice work there by number 1. Dylan Wharton, senior, 6 foot 170 on the tackle, and Cashion Wildcats will take over with 23 seconds right around the 49-yard line on Minco's side of the ball.
59-yard line? Is that what you said?
Huh?
Did you say the 59-yard line?
50-yard line.
Oh, 50.
What did I say?
I thought you said 59.
59, yeah. We're playing Canadian football.
That's all right.
Chris always trying to make fun of me.
I think I said 52-yard line.
I probably said
yesterday,
59.
So.
Yeah, I probably said it. I'm not afraid to admit. So at the ball,
you
actually,
can't laugh at yourself.
Yeah, that's all right. That's right. You got to laugh at yourself. 1st and 10 from the 48. Snap. Harmon back to pass. Deep ball, sideline. Rob Manning going up. He had to play a little defense there. Great coverage there by Ben Birchfield, the sophomore, on Manning.
Great job by the offensive lineup. They gave Ben plenty of time, and Manning unfortunately wasn't able to make that catch there.
Let's talk about that. I'm telling you, he's had plenty of time tonight.
Yeah, the guys up front, I mean, have done a great job. I mean, even though Minco has some really big boys up front, they just don't have that speed to get to Ben. And if they work their way up the field, they're afraid Ben's going to pull it down and take off running.
Which he's done multiple times already.
Harmon back to pass. Swing pass out the sideline. Lagasse in and out of his hands. That'll fall incomplete, and I'll bring up 3rd down and 10 with 13 seconds. Shaq doesn't have any timeouts left. I think that was his one shot, and I think this was another shot to try to get out of bounds. I'm not sure. Maybe he may have 2 plays left. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, and if you're here at the game, you can't see it on our camera angle, but Coach Shackelford is letting Ben have it. He's saying, you should have done this, but that's just him coaching Ben, and Ben has been that guy that Coach Shackelford has coached and been hard on for the last 3 years. So Ben knows, shake it off. Coach is trying to help me get better, and he's going to make big plays as the year goes on because of that.
Deep pass, Lagasse one in! Gets out of bounds! Oh my goodness, show that one again! Lagasse climbing the ladder! OBJ style one hand in between coverage. Comes down, no time on the clock. I'm trying to figure out what's happening here.
Wow.
Are we have the Blake Dirk Fippen over here on the clock?
Good for a Cashion.
That play right there, him going up and just one-handing that catch and bring it in, and then being able to get out of bounds with, 5 seconds left?
Well, I don't know. They've got zeros on the board. I'm not sure what happened here.
Referees are going to talk it over between some spirited conversation on our sidelines to them.
They have some help or what?
Hey, hopefully my man, while we're doing this, my man Chris can get this
working on
instant replay. But amazing! It literally, it was like almost like to just give up. And Lagasse,
I believe they said they were putting 4
Statue of
seconds.
Liberty.
There was 3 kids right around him, and man, he just went up. Here it is right here.
Yeah, and they're going to put 4 seconds back on the clock.
I'll bring that back up just as soon as this play is over. But, man,
so
what a play by Landon.
One play for the Wildcats, 4 seconds. Back to passes. Harmon looks right side. He's got Nabavi on the wheel. Goes up, and that'll go out of bounds. We have 1 second. Come on, clock. 1 second left. We have to bang on our next-door neighbors over here, get our guys. Coach Wardlaw's like, I had enough. We're running off the field. Coach Shack says, fine.
Well, the Whitehead is sitting out there.
It was 1 second was left on the clock. So another missed opportunity for the Cashion Wildcats. I mean, if you want to complain, that's 4 empty trips on the Minco side of the ball, the field.
Here's that play right here by Landon. Just where he goes up and gives the Wildcats a chance to score here at the end of the half. Watch him go up one-handed and say, give me the ball, son. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to go out of bounds and give my team a chance. We didn't capitalize on that, but, wow, what a play right there by Landon Lagasse to give the Wildcats an opportunity.
All right, so the Cashion Wildcats taking a halftime, up 34-0. We've got a crazy, awesome halftime, segment for you. We've got Lessons with Lane with Drew Baker. We've got the Legends Night with honoring the 1981 state championship team. We're going to give them a little bit of shout out. And then we've got Chris Cochran, one of the members of that 81 team, going to come up. Also, one of our great sponsors at Legacy Insurance and Finance. He'll be up here to talk a little bit. But we appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV as the Cashion Wildcats are up big, 34-0.
Cashion the hands for your halftime entertainment. Please welcome to the field your Cashion Wildcat High School cheerleaders. These ladies are coached by Amber Hoggood and Casey Williams. They'll be competing in the OSAA Competitive Cheer Regionals on September 18th at 10 a.m. in Chickasha. They would love to have your support as they represent Cashion. Let's hear it for your Cashion High School cheer squad.
I watched the play. Second play, second half. Yeah. I didn't know he broke it.
Experienced legal counsel regarding wills and trusts, bankruptcy, and other areas. Flexible scheduling is available to discuss your options, and your first consultation is free. If you need assistance regarding a legal matter, call your local Oklahoma licensed attorney, Christy Pickle, at 918-373-0882.
Okay, here with our halftime segment, Lessons with Lane. Lane, I know we're going to have Chris Cochran come up from the 81 team after a bit after they do the presentation. Just stats-wise, what stands out to you so far?
We're just looking better and better every week. Nick Nabavi looks tremendous tonight. Camden Maroney playing well. 13, Caleb Duran played the part tonight. He's a freshman and looking pretty good. And, you know, the usual suspects, Ben Harmon is 17 of 29 for 298. So, I mean, he's just having a monster night. And it just kind of depends on how late we want to go in the game with him being at quarterback, how many yards he's going to get. You know, Landon Lagasse, keep calling him Logan. Landon Lagasse had, I think, maybe 286 last week. He's got 6 catches for 126 so far tonight. So,
we're going to switch over to the 1981 presentation honoring the 40-year anniversary of that state championship.
Under the direction of 8-man Hall of Fame head coach Phil Roderick, the Wildcats outscored their opponents by a whopping 684
I cooked burgers for them tonight. Are we supposed to be listening to this while they announce it?
Only giving up 11 points per game. The 81 Cashion football team was the only perfect season that Cashion football had ever had until last season's 2020 campaign. This team's 13-6 district championship win over OCS was the closest game all year for the Wildcats. After the dominant playoff wins over Purnell, Scheidler, and Helena, the Wildcats and the Saints would hook up once again, this time in the state championship. Cashion and OCS squared off again for the 8th meeting over the history of the two schools. Cashion's ground game of over 200 yards and their vaunting defense held OCS to just 37 yards on the ground and carried the team to a 44-14 victory over the Oklahoma Christian Saints. Cashion that night became the first ever 8-man team to finish with a perfect 14-0 record, as in years before that season only 13-0 had been accomplished. We have invited the members of the team back to recognize and remember the unforgettable season back in 1981. Coach Elrick wrote a letter to the team in the 1982 yearbook following that season that reads like this. Webster's New World Dictionary defines perfect as 1. Complete in every way and having no faults or errors. 2. Being as good as possible. Most excellent. The 1981 football team defines perfect as 14-0. In the world of competition, a team rarely has the opportunity to use the phrase undefeated state champions. The members of the 1981 team can always be proud of their accomplishments, and they will always be able to remember what it takes to do a perfect job. I'm extremely proud of every member on the squad, the sacrifices they endured, the hard work they put into the season, and their attitudes toward the game of football. Good luck, Cats. Coach it. At this time, I would like to announce all members of the 1981 team. If you are present, please step forward and give the Cashion crowd a wave. Players: Rick Lewis, Jim Deviney, Jeff Foreman, Brad Maroney, Bill McVinda, Chris Cochran, Todd Mason, Jay Evans, Todd Miller, Joey Hill, Robert Fields, Kenny Nealis, Craig Yaden, Sherman Webb, Jay Jones, Danny Kuchik, Mike Jones, Scott Songer, Chris Hunter, Danny Hill, Lynn Brown, Lee Pugh, Jay Hickey, Patrick Henry, Corky Fletcher, Glenn Anglin, David Barnes, Mike Vaughn, Eugene Hurd, Tommy Pendergraft, and Larry Reesner. We'd also like to recognize the teammates who are gone too early: Dale Nealis and Chris Hoffman. Team managers: Randy Nealis, Danny Nealis, Tim Hurd, Tommy Lovato, Kaylin Stewart, and Jerry Page. Ball boy: Chris Elrick. Assistant coach: Mike Davis, and head coach Phil Elrick. Cashion fans, let's get on our feet and give a round of applause for your perfect 14-0 1981 Cashion Wildcat State Champions.
Pretty good group of guys down there on the field for the 40th anniversary of the 1981 state championship team.
That number 43, Jeff Foreman, is still a man look. Man, he is fit. A few of them other guys look like they'd have a heart attack at any time. So I don't know. I was afraid a burger would get caught in their artery and they die out there as I was cooking them hamburgers earlier. But you know, these guys are like they're mid 50s. Elric was a young coach at the time. He's probably 70. He's probably 75. He's 70, 75. Jimmy Nealis, not Jimmy, the kid in the pink. Nealis was I think he was one of the running backs. Was a heck of a ball player.
But we were talking kind of before we switched over to the presentation of the 81 team about Landon Lagasse' stats this game.
Yeah, Landon had 6 catches for 126. Last week he had 286. Josh Hampton, maybe in 2014, had 1,800 yards. Landon was going to have to hustle to get to that, but there's a possibility he could get there. Man, Ben Harmon looks good. He made a throw there on a 3rd down where he scrambled around and kind of threw it off his back foot, a dart at about 25 yards, and that's something he couldn't do last year, and he's definitely doing it this year.
And I kind of mentioned when we were talking about during the live broadcast of the game how this week, even a better improvement from last week, how when maybe the options aren't there, he's real quick to immediately tuck it and run, get a lot of yards doing it.
Right. This game has changed a whole lot. I saw a kid on the sidelines for Minco, number 50, 6'7", 330. He was a sophomore. Didn't get to see him in the game. But before the game, I was talking to Gary Maxson. He was on that first team. I can't remember if it was 1966 or 67. He was on that first team. He was their defensive end, and he weighed $115. So this thing has gotten a little bit out of hand as far as the size of these kids are. Man, there's some pretty good hitting out there tonight.
There really is.
I was really kind of I was impressed with the way that they hit really, really well. I think I didn't get to hear the pregame speech, but I think as the coaches come out, I kind of asked them what Shaq talked about, and he kind of challenged them of being a little bit tougher, being a little bit more physical, and I think they answered the call tonight. Man, I'm a little bit shocked about how poor Minco tackles. They've always been very, very good tacklers, and they've been very well coached. And Wardlaw, the coach, is a heck of a coach, and they're still well coached. But I'm shocked about how little they tackled.
And that was one of the things pregame when I interviewed him that he said that they were going to have to do, and that was one of the keys he hit on all week was you're not going to be able to arm tackle, you're not going to be able to have one man there, and you can't let 10 yards turn into 60, which is something they haven't been able to do so far.
Right. Brock Wardlaw was at O'Keene, was a heck of a player there, and his dad, I think his dad's name is Jeff Wardlaw. He coached at O'Keene forever and was they won multiple times and state champions a couple times with Wardlaw around too. So they know how to. They've been coached up well enough, and we got the man coming in here that I got lots of questions for this guy.
Here, Chris, you take my spot.
Whoa.
We got Chris Cochran here with us. He's 108 years old. He turned 108, I think, yesterday. Was it yesterday? Something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it after that climb up here.
So I've been great friends, best friends with Chris for 30 years, and so I get to hear a lot of his stories. I wish that
around the campfire.
Right. I wish this was HBO because we could have a lot. If we could get the language a little bit loose in here, we'd have a whole lot of stories for you guys. But on this 81 team, who was the main players on that team?
Oh, we were so well rounded. I mean, the main players were Kenny Nealis, running back, fullback, and
I couldn't
Rick
remember
Lewis,
his name.
quarterback, and then Jeff Foreman. We had some hosses. Defense, Danny Hill, Craig Yaden, Brad and I, Maroney. We were all a big part of it, and that's the thing. It's one of those times where all the kids were, you see every now and then. There was one year where you got just a big group of good kids, and that's what it was. And we had great coaches too, but I mean, we just smacked the heck out of everybody we played.
Mm-hmm. So Rick Lewis, I read in him at stock shows, and he's a big old dude, and he was your quarterback?
Rick was quarterback. He was probably a better defender. I mean, he played corner, but he was probably 6'1", probably 200 pounds. I mean, just knocked the snot out of you. And but was a good quarterback too. Went on to play baseball after high school. Played at UCO. And Kenny was just about 6'1", 220, running back. Wasn't super fast, but you couldn't bring him down. It's just an oak tree.
I kept on trying to call him Jimmy Nealis, but it's Kenny Nealis.
Kenny Nealis, yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of looks like he could pad it up right now. Him and Jeff.
Oh yeah,
like
and one kid I failed to mention was Todd Mason. He was probably the best kid that I've ever seen coming out here when I started paying attention to football. He played nose guard, about 185 pounds, just probably a state champion wrestler if we could wrestle, But I mean, he was just a man.
And Todd Mason was one of them guys I said that I was afraid he was going to have a heart attack as he's eating a hamburger tonight. So
yeah,
his cholesterol is probably pretty high. So who'd you guys beat in the state finals?
State finals, we played OCS, and we played them in the district championship, which was, we averaged 49 points a game that whole year. And we played them 13-6 in the district championship in week 10. And, I mean, it was a fight, a heavyweight fight. And, I mean, all the news stations were there, TV and everybody in Edmond. And then, so we ended up playing, I think, Purnell in quarterfinals. We played Scheidler in the next game. In the semis, we played Helena. And we played OCS again. We faced off against them, and we knew where they were going to line up. I mean, we studied film so hard, and it wasn't. I mean, it was 33-6, I think, at halftime.
You guys were celebrating halftime.
Yeah,
right?
we were. Yeah, we were. I think, yeah, there was a little champagne going on, I think, at halftime in the locker room. But
so you told me the story, and maybe I'm all wrong here on this, but didn't you guys have a pep rally or something and some OCS players? Was that the same year, or was that the year after that?
That was week 10, and out on 74 Highway. It's that big, we call it the Mathis Brothers Ranch, but it's right there, a big lake, and we had a big bonfire back in there, and OCS's kids come out there and was driving by yelling and everything, and our fullback, he and I run out to the highway, and somebody throws a rock and hits one of them, knocks him back in the seat, and I mean, and after we won that game, Todd happened to get hurt in that game, and his mother went out on the 50-yard line to check him out, and she was, just.
She gave the players good cussing.
Oh, giving everybody good cussing, and so the next week they had the state week. We had billboard signs uptown 74 where they had run out there and hung out signs. Todd, where's your mommy at? So it was a hated rivalry, and I've since become friends with a lot of them OCS guys now, and they just knew that it was just one of those years. Like I said, it was a team they weren't going to beat.
Right. So the 81. What grade were you in? You're a sophomore.
I was sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. Brad and I split at running back, just switched off, and then I was returned kicks and punts. And
but it was pretty heavy laden, junior, senior.
Yeah, seniors mainly. It was seniors.
And Rick Lewis was.
Rick was a senior.
Okay.
Okay. Neela's senior. Todd and I was really the only sophomores.
Okay. I thought Rick Lewis was your age. So.
No. But, Brad and I have had a feud over the last 40 years because we always jaw. We're good friends. And he scored twice in the state game, and I think he punched in like at the 3 or the 9. We got him down there, and then they gave him the ball. And I tell him, well, you didn't go 50 untouched. So.
Oh, that's good stuff. Well, that's a good time. So how many were on your team? 18, 20?
No, we had probably 24, 25. Okay. Thing it is back then, and it's like it is now. Every boy in school wanted to be part of our team. So if you didn't play football, you were at least a manager or did something on the equipment side or something. Everybody wanted to be involved. And we had kids, I think we had 9 or 10 managers, and everybody just wanted to be involved. And that was the good thing about it.
So what kind of offense did you run?
We ran like a trap game. I mean, we had a fullback dive and just halfback sweep.
Who was on your line?
We had Jim DeVinny, Danny Kunchik, Mike Vaughn, which is here.
Jimmy
DeVinny. He could bench 315 in high school. I mean, he was a studly little sucker.
He looks like he's.
Yeah, he's small guy now.
4'8".
I know. No,
he's not real big. I mean, he's probably 5'5", 5'7".
Jim DeVinny, his dad bought him a hay wagon when we were in high school, and me and Danny Hill worked with him on that hay wagon. And we tried to get away from him, and we'd go hide out of the pond, tell him we're sick or something, and he'd drive over the hill in that hay wagon and come get us. And I mean, he was a hard-working dude.
Yeah, he's a lawyer now, right?
Yep.
And pretty successful, successful guy.
Now, if I'm not wrong, that year, didn't you guys go to a Dallas Cowboy game instead of get rings that year?
Yes, that's been
Tell us that story.
That game, everybody voted to either go to the Dallas-Tampa Bay game. Tampa Bay hadn't won a game in 10 years. And so we got outvoted on, or get a ring. I mean, that was the option. And so we go down that Dallas game, and Brad and I get 2 seats right behind the Dallas bench. And Ronnie, his dad, worked us something out, and we got right there, right behind Tony Dorsett, Ron Springs, and all of them. Well, Dallas scores a touchdown, Ron Springs did, throw it in the crowd, bounced off. I think Brad missed it, and I caught it. and other people were swinging and offering money for it. So, I had that ball forever and had Rayfield Wright, Too Tall Jones sign it, had my ticket taped on it.
That's good stuff.
So that was my state ring, and they ended up losing it in Tornado, 2011 at Blair Houseway, and we lost all that stuff. But so we matter of fact, a bunch of us has got rings tonight. They didn't come in, but we ordered a bunch of them, got the coach rings and everything. Yeah. So,
that's awesome.
So, but
40 years a little bit too late, but still you got your ring.
Yeah.
Well, that's good stuff. This game, I was talking about how much bigger these kids are now, and the gear is so much better, and them kids hit harder today just because their equipment is so much better. But there were some tough kids on that team. From you guys talk about that. From 1976 on. You look at them Baker boys.
Oh, yeah.
Marty and James Baker was, they say, toughest kid around. And the
Davidson's, Guy Smith's here tonight. Guy Smith is one of the toughest kids that come out of Cashion, just a running back, would fight anybody. I mean, he was just a hoss. They had all kinds of kids like that, just farm boys. But it is a different day and time, with all the training and stuff they do and the workouts that are year-round. But I always kid Kale, that team last year, I said, y'all had about 2 kids who would have played for us. Probably would have started if they played.
That team last year would have kicked you guys. Kicked your teeth in.
Yeah.
I think it was about 15 seconds.
Mason would have been looking through an ear hole.
Chris and Lane here with Lessons with Lane on the halftime, honoring the 1981 team, the 40-year anniversary. Chris Cochran come up. I think we're going to take a very short break and then come back for after halftime.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers.
Talk about a win-win.
Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Kyle and Gina Van Druff have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashion community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashion students. Kyle and Gina help their clients make the right choice. Don't wait till it's too late. Call 405-607-4300. Go Wildcats and number 88. Let's have a great year.
Walk it up. Get you some.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV production here of Cashion Wildcat Football 2021. I'm Eamon Abavi, Chris Gibson, my man Drew Baker in the back. I know you were thoroughly entertained with Lessons with Lane and a visit there by our man Chris Cochran, celebrating the 1981 40-year anniversary of the state championship team. Just a fantastic deal. I know Chris and I joked outside we're going to have to go back and make sure and watch.
Oh, absolutely. If you missed it, you need to go back and watch it. It was full of some great stories as well as just some good stats from that year.
Hey, did you know I was born in 1981?
I believe
That's
that.
a great year.
It was a great year. Yeah.
For Cashion football. For
and
me.
for your parents. Yeah, for you. Yeah, absolutely. And maybe your wife, too. Would she agree?
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Well, we are so blessed to bring you, again, second half action starting here very soon as the Cashion Wildcats here live from Cashion, Oklahoma are up big 34-0 behind the big arm of Ben Harmon. Legs of Nick Nabavi. It's been just all Cashion. The defense has been phenomenal. Kudos to Jackson Vandruff. I know we've called his name 1,000 times tonight. Joey Wilson, the DNs there for the Cashion Wildcats.
And the young guys, you can't leave them out. Nathan Nabavi back there playing safety, got a big interception.
Tommy Branson, sophomores checked in at left tackle.
And then the freshman Caleb Duran, out there just making plays against a worthy opponent.
I couldn't agree with you more. I know that Drew and Lane took down the stats for you guys, but certainly as from a situation, I love the balance. I love everything that's happening here. It's just been a couple of missed plays here and there for Ben Harmon. I know he's gonna want those back, but he's gonna have a chance here in the second half to get those. It'll be Minco ball starting the second half here as the Cashion Wildcats will be kicking off. I think it looks like they'll be kicking off left to right, so from the west to east, and it's just been a great night here for the Cashion Wildcats, starting off with Jeremy Seaton's number being retired in the first half. A great first half for the Cashion Wildcats at a halftime extravaganza with the 1981 state championship team, along with Chris Cochran and Lessons with Lane with Drew Baker up here at halftime. We appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV, powered by Squirtle. And again, a big thanks to all of our great sponsors that are out there. A big shout out to Mrs. Karn. She's killing it with the multimedia class and got cameras and interviews going. We're going to look to try to interview some of her class, her class later in the year, maybe during basketball season, maybe offer up some of their work that they're doing for the school with their news and sports and weather. But until then, we've got second half action ready to go here as the Cashion Wildcats. Bryson Hogan will be kicking off from the 40. Back deep will be number 2, Ben Birchfield, right around the 20. That's most likely the side that we'll see this kick.
Before we get kicked off in the second half here, Neva, how many balls did we not complete or drop on that first half there?
Yeah, I'll take a look. You guys were in at Birchfield from the 20, 25, 30, comes back. Jake Branson with the wall. Vandruff there with the stop. I guess let's take a look at the stats real quick. Let's take a look.
I can remember 4 that would have just been wide open touchdowns.
Harmon was 17 for 29, so he had 12 incompletions. There was probably 5 that were really close. Now, give credit, Lagasse climbing the ladder to get one of those.
Absolutely. That's what we mentioned at halftime.
So great play. So the Cashion defense, Coach Wood and his defense, 4-3 look today. Doing great, getting a shutout thus far in the first half. McMurtry with the give to 14. Johnson, right side, trying to extend it, but no, sir. Camden Maroney showing you the speed and size out there at outside linebacker. That'll be a TFL, 5 yards, and brings up second down and long.
Yeah, Camden Maroney, you look at him, and he's just a bowling ball, but he's got the speed to play that outside linebacker and get downhill and get that tackle for loss.
Fantastic play by Camden Maroney coming from the opposite side on the chase down. Noah Johnson there with the on the tackle. Minco Bulldog running back, the sophomore filling in for the injured Jackson Pate. He gets the ball, cuts up the middle, nice lane. Jake Branson with the tackle, gets about all that he lost plus a few more, and that'll bring up third down and manageable for the Minco Bulldogs.
Yeah, good job by Jake coming across there, making that tackle. That one right there, is one of the things that you think we would see a lot from Minco, that run between the tackles, and we just haven't seen it tonight.
McMurtry in shotgun, 10:52, third quarter action. Snap, fake, pressure's on Branson, his face, big hit! Is that Nathan LaBobby?
Right there, yep.
Sophomore coming in like a missile.
Minco, unfortunately, still being plagued with not being able to get past their own 40 here in the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, and that time, McMurtry did a good job of stepping into that throw in the face of some pressure, but Nathan LaBobby did a great job of flying to the football and knocking that out of his hands.
So that'll bring up fourth down and long. Big stop there for the Cashion Wildcats with the 3 and out. McMurtry with the punt. He will kick it. Lagasse, as well as Gilbert. Look, a little miscommunication there as both guys were back there for the punt. I'm going to believe someone's going to get yelled out here, but nonetheless, Cashion's able to recover, and it'll be first down and 10, right around the 31-yard line.
I spoke too soon.
Wildcats take over first down.
So nice punt by McMurtry, showing a little bit of, kicking and throwing. That's the case a lot of time with high school football. Your quarterback ends up being your punter as well.
He's got a lot of practice tonight of that punting, that's for sure. But I said it last week, and I think I said it the first week. When you have a kid like Braxton Green that returned punts for 3 years, it's hard to replace that experience as a punt returner.
Yep, I totally agree. 4 years, definitely, you're exactly right. First and 10 from the 31, 10:38, third quarter action here. Ben Harmon in shotgun, motion, Brown, jet sweep to Brown. He tries to get back the first initial run. The tackle is broken, but met at the line of scrimmage by 2 Minco Bulldogs. Number 60, it looks like we'll give that credit tackle to Joe Laura, as well as number 75, Luke Clements. Give credit to number 3, Ashton Taylor, DN for the Bulldogs on the initial slowdown of Max Brown on that jet sweep. That's the first we've seen of that tonight, isn't it?
It is.
Yep, and right there, when you have a defensive lineman that can get up the line, up the field right there, that's going to always slow that jet sweep down.
Harmon, 2-back set, give to Nabavi up the middle. He's got a small hole, and that's quickly eaten up there by the Bulldog line. Again, Ashton Taylor again on the tackle, along with number 75 again, Luke Clement, the senior, big guy. 6'1", 245, and Nabavi is stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up third down and 13 from the 28.
Kind of like what we talked about pregame. Coach Robertson, the offensive line coach, talked about how this defensive line on the Minco Bulldogs was going to give our offensive line kind of all we wanted if they brought the effort in the A game that they wanted to, and we're kind of seeing that here in this offensive possession.
Yeah, and they came out in the second half. They haven't hung their heads. They came out ready to play.
It's a proud program.
Yep, and they're doing a good job of stopping the Wildcats this first 2 plays.
One thing you definitely know, Minco is a football town. Ain't no give up in there. Harmon going deep. Sideline, Lagasse catches on the ground, loses his man to the 40. Cuts back. He's got a lane and a blocker. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Yes, sir. Cashion Wildcats touchdown on a 73-yard pass Harmon to Legas. Money!
Hey, great job by Landon to break that route off, put it out there. Landon did a good job of going down and getting a low pass. Those are hard to catch. Getting it and then getting up and just sprinting to the end zone. Had a great job by one of the Gilbert boys, I think, out there with the blocking, and that really sprung him all the way to the end zone.
Fantastic pass. Individual effort there by Legas, showing the speed in the hands. Another huge catch, reception, and touchdown for Legas this year. Bryson Hogan on the kick. It's up. Beauty.
Beautiful kick.
Up through the uprights, and the Cashion Wildcats tack another one and go up 41-0 here early. Third quarter action.
Remaining in the third quarter. Cashion 41. Minco 0.
Chris, you're going to try to get some.
I was on the play right before it, and I missed it. Let me get it. I'm working.
While you're finding the play, Morrison beating Kiefer 14-8 at Kiefer. Stroud and Prague. Stroud down 22 to Prague's 41 at Prague. Ringling 50 beating Dixon with their 6, and it's halftime at that game.
Here's that play right here. Watch Landon push off the ball, come back to the ball, and Ben just deliver a strike. He goes down and gets the ball. The defender just misses the tackle, and then Landon's fast enough and makes a great cutback right there. And like I said, you have the Gilbert boy, Kai out there, or Seth out there with the block to spring him all the way into the end zone. Good effort right there by all three of those Wildcats and the front line to give him time to make that throw.
Landon's speed is continuously impressive on those runs.
That's almost a mini backbreaker right there. They had a chance there, third and long. Bryson Hogan with the kick from the 40. Nice solid kick down the sideline, front hash. Birchfield with the kick. He'll go back to the middle looking for something. Blocking the back, no call. Jackson Vandroff, you guessed it, on the tackle. Great job by Vandroff, and the Cashion Wildcats stay in their lane as Seth Gilbert as well as Kai Gilbert in on the tackle, and the Cashion Wildcats on defense as the Minco Bulldogs take over 1st and 10 from the 26.
Seth Gilbert.
In between the halftime, I was talking to a few guys, and they were saying, they were really impressed with the young kids out there making plays. And, that's what we're going to have this year with not having the depth that we've had in the past. Those young kids coming in and making plays and spelling those older kids, and maybe keeping the team together when a player like Bryce Burke is out for a game, with a little bit of injury. When Preston Carter, he's a junior, you miss him out up there on that front line, and you've got Tommy Branson coming in spelling him. So having the young kids getting in there, getting experience in a big game like this is a great job, a great thing, and they're having success out there on the football field.
McMurtry on first down throws the out. It falls incomplete, brings up 2nd down and long. Nice tackle there by Ryan Yandel, the senior, on the running back Noah Johnson. Short gain brings up 3rd down and 8 from the 28. 8:35 here, third quarter.
3rd down, 8.
Nice job, and just to your point there, Brian Yandel's checked in here. Nice rotation as it looked like Juicy Martinez kind of checks out, and Yandel comes in at D tackle. So 3rd down and 8, 28, 8-19. McMurtry back to pass. Pressure's on. Looks like a screen inside tunnel, and Birchfield wisely takes essentially the dive play as Jake Branson, 800-meter track champion, comes in and lays the wood. And that'll bring up 4th down and long and a punt situation for the Minco Bulldogs.
Yeah, right there. I mean, they were just trying to let that front line get by and then sneak that pass right over the top, and let them get, that the receiver past that front line. And Jake Branson did a good job of not, looking the other way, went to where the ball was passed to, and made a good open field tackle.
Nice punt by McMurtry. Legas will call fair catch. Nice catch, nice work. That'll be right around the 46-yard line for the Cashion Wildcats as they take over 1st down and 10, 7:36. Third quarter action. We'll go to timeout. Be right back. Cashion Wildcats TV.
Have a pest problem? Call Rural Pest Solutions today. We offer as-needed services as well as a variety of treatment schedules. We're family-owned and operated, and we specialize in treating life's smallest problems: spiders, ants, roaches, termites, mice, and more. For both residential and commercial, we're ready to...
All right, sorry about that, Jesse, there with Rural Pest Solutions. Got a quick comeback here as Cashion Wildcats take the field. Ben Harmon, gift to Nababi, right side. He's got a blocker to the 50. Sheds the first one, moves forward, and if you take down Nick Nababi, you've absolutely earned it. Nababi gets about 10.5 on that, and that'll be a first down for the Cashion. Oh, actually, that's 9.5.
9 yards on the play.
And that'll be second down and short for the Cashion Wildcats here in Minco territory, right around the 45. Cashion showing trips up top, tight end set with Jackson Vandriff on our short side here. Nababi to the left of Ben Harmon. Might get a steady dose of running here on this short and 2, short second down play. Give to Nababi right side, chase down, follows lead blockers, hanging on. No,
that is a horse collar.
I'm not sure how that's not a horse collar, but Nick Nababi said, hey, guess what? Ashton Taylor, you want to come from a ride? I'll drag all 210 of you across the first down marker, and that'll be a first down for the Cashion Wildcats.
Absolutely nothing wrong with getting those 5 and 6 or 4 and 5, or whether it be even 3 and 5 yards every single time on every play. Keeps the clock running and kind of controls it a little bit more.
So Nick Nababi will get a break. Max Brown will come in, and that's the whole point of that horse collar. I mean, that's a dangerous play. I'm not sure why they didn't call it. It wasn't the jersey. Screen pass, nice window toss into Mason Manning. Goodness gracious, thread the needle, Ben Harmon.
Harmon's pass.
Good job by Mason right there. Just find that soft spot and then bend. With that break condition, you can see that vision and just step into it, deliver it on between the numbers, and give Mason a chance to make that big first down.
So a big first down pass from Harmon to Manning. That'll move the ball all the way to the 27-yard line. 6:46, third quarter running clock. Trips up top. We've got, it's like Gilbert, Lagasse, and Manning. Tight end set, close side. We've got, again, Max Brown, the junior, checked in to the right of Harmon. Harmon will give to Brown up the middle. He's got Vandruff on the pull. Cuts it back outside. He's got a chance to the 20. Cuts it to the sideline. And that'll be another Cashion Wildcat first down. Nice job there by Max Brown following his lead blocker, Jackson Vandruff, all the way from the tight end spot, and gets the first down for the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, good job by Max there. Just to be patient, stayed behind his blockers, and then whenever he saw that little lane, he made a good cut, and then was able to bounce it outside to get the first down there.
And you could almost see him pacing himself as he made that run. They're not quite kicking it into that high gear until you saw the perfect lane to go through.
Trips now on the short side here. Brown to the left of Harmon. Brown with the give. He's got Vandruff with the lead there. Cuts back inside, and that'll be a touchdown. Max Brown, 16-yard run, and put another 6 on the board for the Cashion Wildcats.
Good job right there by the front line. I mean, there was a huge hole right there for him just to hit it, and then he just had to make one person miss to get in the end zone.
So 30-yard, about a 70-yard drive here for the Cashion Wildcats. Second possession of the second half. They are able to punch it in, go up 47-0. Have a chance to put another one here as Adeline Jerry is lining up the kick. Nick Nababi has to hustle back out there as he pats his man Max Brown, who come in for him with that touchdown. And nice little change up of a little power and speed for the Cashion Wildcats at running back. Nababi with the snap. Hold is high, kick is up, it's a rocket, yes ma'am! Adeline Jerry, you can just see the confidence growing kick by kick for her this season.
God, I got to learn to turn my mic on, apparently. As a freshman, to get out there and be the only girl on the team, but get out there and start gaining that confidence, like you said, man, she is going to be an asset for the next 4 years out here on the football field to be able to convert on those extra points like that.
Fantastic. I mean, I'm serious. Like, you can tell she went out there and
here's that replay, and you see that big open hole there, and Max just hit the hole, made a guy miss and got in the end zone.
Hey, Drew, as a former lineman, have you ever seen a tight end come around and pull to free up the line?
Not usually. I've seen it happen a couple times. Case when he played tight end was able to do that kind of a thing, but usually no.
I mean that's just extra special when you watch Jackson Vandruff come around, and they ran that play. I mean, it was like 3 times in a row, left and right side.
I'm loving the Nababi-Brown duo at running back. I might make shirts that say Brown, Nababi, or Nababi-Brown make football great again.
Bryson Hogan with the kick. Deep is Birchfield, and that'll go to – oh, actually, I apologize. That's number 1, Dylan Warden. He fumbles the ball. Jake Branson says, come on. Wisely Wharton falls on the senior 6 foot 170 falls on it, and that looks like will stay right around the 17-yard line as the Minco Bulldogs take over for their third possession of the second half, looking to get past the 35. Cashion defense bowing up, getting a couple 3-and-outs.
Bulldogs will take over first down and 10 on their own 17-yard line.
So Cashion in their 4-3. We've got Martinez, Yandel, actually Aiden Williams and Ryan Yandel, Joey Wilson, Vandruff on the line. Caleb Durant's checked in with Jake Branson, Camden Maroney. Give up the middle to number 14, Noah Johnson. It's been tough sledding for him. And Jackson Vandruff, you heard it once, you've heard it twice, you've heard it 1,000 times tonight. With a big tackle. He's got at least double digits easily tonight.
Second down and 10.
Yeah, and you see Yandel up there, and he didn't make that tackle, but he did a good job of firing off the ball. Took one of those blockers, and moved him enough to give Caleb Durant a perfect hole to run through and make that tackle right there.
Second and 10. Give to
wow.
Give to Noah Johnson, but the streaking outside linebacker Jake Branson says, "Nope, I need a tackle for loss. You got you one, son." 22 with a 2-yard loss on Noah Johnson. Yandel will come out back in as number 77 for the Cashion Wildcats at the defensive line. That'll be Jaden Miller. We've got Nathan Abavi out there as well. We've got Kai Gilbert, Jace Evans, who we honored his daddy Jay. Jace is out on corner on the opposite side, matched up against number 85, Will Holding. Landon Lagasse is out there as well. And so we've got a few substitutions here for Coach Woods in the defense. It brings up third down and long, 4:44, third quarter. McMurtry with this pass, goes up high, looking for that number 1 intended receiver, Dylan Warren, out of his reach. Kai Gilbert on the coverage. Good coverage there by Gilbert. And that may have been tipped. And I'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, Reed McMurtry, he's just sitting back there and getting it and trying to throw it as fast as he can. And he just has not had enough time, like he did last week against Dibble, to really find his receivers down the field and throw strikes. Which, give the credit to the boys up front, Vandruff and
you had talked about how the bigger guys up front for Minco, they get worn down towards the end of the game had the pressure been kept up, and you're kind of seeing the effects of that.
So 5 seconds on the clock, 4 seconds, and looks like Coach Wardlaw will begrudgingly have to take this timeout as they were missing a player. With that, we'll go to a quick timeout. Be back. CWTV.
Solve your pest problems today. So call Rural Pest Solutions in Cashion. 405-238-6565. Proud supporter of Wildcat athletes.
Cashion FBC is a church seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcat TV live from Maxon Field, powered by Squirtle.tv. It's Nima, Chris, and Drew, and it's a blowout thus far in the third quarter, 48-0, big punt. Lagasse with the catch. He's going to take it from the 35 to the 30. Cut back. He's got a chance to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Cuts back. Touchdown. Cashion Wildcats. Landon Lagasse on a 40-yard punt return and put another 6 on the board. We officially have a blowout here in Cashion.
Yeah, right here. Here's the replay right here.
We have a penalty flag.
And I think the penalty flag was the kid. One of the kids
Duran's helmet?
ripped off Duran's helmet, but they're calling holding on us. They didn't. They
holding
missed
on Cashion.
Duran completely. I'm sorry, that was not the replay. That was when they were trying to get lined up. But yeah, the kid right down here completely ripped the helmet off of Duran, and nothing was called. I don't understand it.
So Lagasse with a great return negated by a block in the back. That'll move the ball back all the way to the 45-yard line. Looks like we've got Lagasse will have a chance to take a seat, most likely a running clock. We've got Ben Harmon out there. Jake Branson siding at running back. Love seeing the junior there. Wide receivers now checked in. Sophomore Nathan Abavi. Senior Jace Evans. We've got junior Kai Gilbert. Jackson Vandruff at tight end. Snap. Give to Branson right side. He's got Vandruff with a big block. Nice job by the D-line as Jake Branson gets through, tackled by number 1, Dylan Warden. And that'll be a gain of about 4 for Branson, the junior.
Eli Kurtz, gain of 4 yards on the play.
I'm just telling you, watch Jackson Vandruff coming through. He's bringing it. If you want a lesson on pulling on anyone, a pulling lineman, he's giving it to you tonight.
As a tight end. That's
As
awesome.
a tight end. Cashion with twins down below, Nabavi and Gilbert. Up top is that Jace Evans up top?
Yes.
All right. Harmon in shotgun. He'll give the Branson left side. Cuts back. Nice cutback. Nice vision there by Jake Branson. Tackle made by number 3, Ashton Taylor for the Minco Bulldogs. It'll be a gain of a couple. Bring up 3rd down and about 4 for the Cashion Wildcats.
Ashton Taylor, gain of 2 yards. 3rd down, 4.
You know, and right out of the halftime, we didn't have much success running between the tackles. And here, you know, the boys are firing off the ball, and Jake's doing a good job of hitting the holes and driving those legs and getting those 3 or 4 yards every down.
I'm not sure we'll see another pass for the rest of the day. 3:09 running clock here for the Cashion Wildcats. 3rd quarter action, up 48-0. Harmon with the snap, give to Branson up the middle, looking for a few lane. Patient runner. That'll be enough for a 1st down, Cashion Wildcats.
Yep, and another, like you said, patient run. Just a hard run right there and bowled over for 4 yards to get that 1st down. The boys up front, I mean, are just doing work against those bigger kids. Running between the tackles against kids this big is not an easy thing to do.
Score update on the Morrison at Kiefer game. Morrison 14, Kiefer 16 in the 4th quarter.
Wow. Who saw that one coming?
Not me.
Morrison was one of a dark horse to make it to the Final Four.
Crescent up 21-0 against Boone Apache.
That makes sense. Branson right side, cuts back, finds a lane, creases there, tough running.
Wow.
And that'll be a solid 8-yard run there for my man, Jake Branson, the junior. Clock running here, 3rd quarter, 2:16. Coaches have shed their headsets. This is all about taking care of the team and protecting this lead and milking the clock.
Trying to find your Watonga score for you here, Chris.
Hey, Chris, your Watonga score.
Let me see it. Let's hear it.
So again, we've got Kai Gilbert, Nathan Abavi down below, Jace Evans up top, aced out, tight end Jackson Vandruff on the right side. To the left of Ben Harmon and shotgun is Jake Branson. It's been the Jake Branson show thus far in this drive. This time, nice crash there by number 70. D ends for the Minco Bulldogs, Bryce Williams, senior, 6 foot 260.
Talking about number 70, Bryce Williams.
Nice tackle there. That Bryce Williams, big guy, showed some good feet on that particular play.
Chris, your Watonga score. Watonga beating Rush Springs 48-0 in the 3rd quarter.
I'm telling you, Watonga's a sleeper this year. They haven't been that great the last few years.
New coach, though, right?
They've got a new coach,
staff.
and I remember last year they had an impressive drive against us, and then just couldn't ever get anything going. With the new coach, some new energy, Watonga may be a handful.
3rd and 6 from the 29. 1 minute here, running clock. I'm going to guess hand off to Branson. It sure is, following Jackson Vandruff. And again, this time 73 coming down the line. Good work there by Eli Kirkus. And God bless Jake Branson.
Yeah, that was about 350 swallowing about 120 pounds right there.
So,
no, he's probably 150, I guess. But
yeah,
twice.
I don't care. Three bills. Anything over 3 bills is a lot of weight falling on you. Give credit to Eli Kirkus. I mean, showing some athleticism. I mean, to get Branson is not an easy task. So 4th down, 5 yards, 27 seconds here, running clock, 3rd quarter from the 29. Trips right. Let's see what happens here. Does Shaq throw the ball?
I don't see him throwing the ball.
Give Nathan and Bobby a chance out here. Jace Evans, one of them.
It is. It's a pass to Gilbert. Gilbert with a little spin move.
Told y'all.
He keeps his knee off the ground. Makes the spin move, and that's enough for the 1st down. So Gilbert says, there you go. There you go, Chris.
And he celebrates. He's saying, God, finally I caught one.
End of the 3rd quarter here.
Hit my knee down. Got a 1st down there. I'm telling you, that kid is going to be a kid that we're going to see make some big plays this year.
Bring us out, Drew.
On the scores here?
No.
Oh, Cashion 48, Minco 0 on the coming into the 4th quarter here.
So hey, Drew, you've been on this side with Shaq. What's kind of the mentality? What are we talking about? We see We see Shaq. We see Coach Wood down there. You're up big, 48-0. This is surely a running clock here in the fourth quarter. What's he talking about right now?
Down there, obviously, they're going to try and pick the pace up of the game to try and keep some key players out. Defensively, you'll probably still see some of the usual suspects still in there because you don't want to give up any points coming this far in the game. Offensively, I think what we'll start to see, kind of like we did in Perry, you'll start to see some of the starters trickling out, getting replaced by some of the younger guys, and kind of just keeping the clock running offensively. But defensively, you'll probably keep some of the main people in there for a while, just until the lead is safe and the time comes down a little bit more.
I've always said I love watching these coaches with these younger kids coming in the ball game, how hard they coach them. Is that something that you saw growing up? And,
absolutely.
As a young kid playing as a freshman and a sophomore, how much does that mean to you when you're out there and those coaches are pouring into you?
It just shows that they value you being there. They always tell you through the week in practice, with you practicing, it makes the team better. But then for them to coach them with the same energy they coach the starters on going into the game, it shows that they want you to get better progressively, because eventually one day the roles are going to be reversed and you're going to be out there starting and getting coached at the same level.
Perfect.
Colton! You want to go yell for Colton while we've got him here at the 42?
Another good hard run right there by Branson between the tackles. He got 6 yards there.
Just tell him to stop. He's not filming anything.
Second down 4.
He needs to stop. And we need to figure out how to win. Drew, don't worry about it. Drew, don't worry about it. Just let it go. All right, trying to get our field camera up and running. We've got a little signal issue, but that's what happens here at Maxon Field, all the electricity. 48-0, 11:27, fourth quarter. Start of fourth quarter, Cashion Wildcats, 2nd and 4, down to 14. Kai Gilbert's checked in, gives the ball to Branson. Branson, nice little cut up. It's not enough for the first down, but it'll be close. 3rd down and short as Ben Harmon has a seat. Let's give a shout out to some of those guys that are out there. Certainly on the offensive line, we see 77, Jaden Miller, number 14. I see Max Higdon at wide receiver. We already talked about Nathan Ababi, sophomore in, as well as Jace Evans. We've got Caleb Duran. Is Caleb Duran in there?
Yep.
Caleb Duran in there. We've got Bodie Beitler, number 20. Bryson Beitler, I apologize. I know all the Beitler families get them mixed up, I'm sure, like they do with us. We've got number 25. Actually, is that... Well, we'll get the line here in a second. So, Gilbert back to... with the keeper, rolls back up to the middle. Nice little lane, nice little look there for the...
nice little run.
That's enough for a first down. Got Caden Seeley in at freshman at center. Ryan Yandel, as well as number 74, Nick Jolliffe. I can see the golden locks from all the way up here.
Strong tradition at Cashion, always having somebody with a good mullet on the team.
This is more than a mullet.
A flow.
This is like a Herculean type
I'm not sure.
Tanner Dean got rid of the mullet.
Tanner broke the tradition. His older brother Dylan, who is a year older than I was, had a great mullet for several years.
Titus Davis, I love seeing Titus out there. We know Pastor Greg loves seeing his boy out there at left tackle. So Gilbert with the snap, the give to Branson. Branson will work right side, and looks how he is right across the 5-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and goal for the Cashion Wildcats here. Fourth quarter action, 9:52 left here, left to go.
And I love seeing the fact that these boys are out there. The young kids are up there on that front line, and Coach Shackelford is saying, guys, I'm going to give you an opportunity to try to block, make holes for a kid that's going to run hard in Jake Branson and try to get him in the end zone. And they're doing a great job of firing off the ball and giving Jake a chance. And you saw Kai with the big run up the middle.
Yeah, absolutely.
6 seconds on the play clock, 9:21. Gilbert with the keep, left side, trying to find a block. Trying to get the outside, trying to break a tackle, can't do it. Nice job there by Noah Johnson, a sophomore, with a jersey grab as Gilbert goes down. And that'll be a gain of maybe 4 inches, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 4 from the 4.
My heart goes out to the skinnier guys that have been moved to the front line now, going up against those behemoths across from them.
Yeah, and right there, Kai Gilbert, he's going to be able to go back and watch that film and learn from that. He kind of had a lane where if he'd have just put his head down and go straight downhill,
right,
he'd almost had a chance to push or bowl over into that end zone. And that's another reason that you have these young kids in there to go back, watch film, learn, and get better.
So 3rd and 4 from the 4, 8:33 running clock. Branson to the right of Gilbert. And we're going to have a flag here, delay a game, and that'll mark it back another 5.
Dead ball.
And give credit to Coach Wardlaw. He's actually rotated quite a few kids out himself. We see some fresh faces out there. I don't know if that's a timeout for Cashion or if they're going to take the. They will have the penalty. So that'll be 3rd and 9 with the 5-yard mark off. Gilbert going to have a chance to throw the ball here?
He might, man. I watched some film from him from the JV game, and he could sling it.
Yeah, he did. I know Nathan Ababi had a couple touchdown passes. Cooper Frazee had one. Gilbert with the give to Branson. Branson cuts back up. Gets maybe 2 more back on that, and it'll bring up 4th and goal from about the 7.
Yeah, and you got a kid in Max Higdon that is he a freshman this year?
He is a freshman, yep.
I mean, the kid is probably 6'3" as a freshman. Or maybe not, maybe 6'2". I don't know. He looks me in the eye whenever I see him.
He's tall.
He doesn't have the weight on him yet, but you get him in the weight room with Coach Robertson. Yeah. He's going to be a kid that, and he can absolutely fly. I saw him run around the bases on the baseball field. Throw it up to that kid. Let him go up and get it.
Talking about Coach Robertson in the weight room, I'll take a little jab at the other coaches. It's kind of impressive that Coach Robertson, being in his mid-50s, is the coach in the best shape on our sidelines.
Yeah, and I bet all of the coaches know that. And
well, I'll tell you what.
You won't get a lot of disagreements
you know
there.
What? I wouldn't try to wrestle Coach Wilson, though. I'll tell you that.
I definitely wouldn't.
You know what? He may have a couple of ounces of body fat on him more than maybe a few folks, but I would not want to mess with that guy.
Coach Robertson, when he was in college at Southwestern, was given $100 to wrestle a grizzly bear. No, he didn't quite win. They gave him $100 if he could knock the grizzly bear off its feet, and he couldn't do it, but he said he gave it his all. True story. You ought to ask him about it.
Wow. That sounds straight out of Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell. I think those things existed. So the Cashion Wildcats are going to attempt a field goal. So nice. Nick Nababi, Bryson Hogan trot out there, and this will be the first field goal attempt for the Cashion Wildcats this season.
Maybe in the last 3 seasons.
No!
Have we?
Yes!
When?
Absolutely.
There's been a few trickled in there somewhere.
Christensen had a couple shots last year. Don't be silly. I know Hayden Aaron had a few.
Yeah, he did. I remember that. Yeah.
So Bryson Hogan attempting a 17-yard field. Actually, a 23-yard field goal, and that one will go a little to the right, and so that'll fall short. So good attempt there by Bryson. Hey, you got to give it a try every once.
Oh yeah. Give the kid a chance. Get some experience. I mean that's a little different than lining up it right there, for that extra point.
Who knows? That might be something we need at some point. Hopefully not, but
let's just say if we were down by 2 points right there, I bet we would have gone for it.
I'd be willing to say that as well.
But maybe.
7:21 left in the fourth, 48-0.
Thank you, Drew. Hey, we appreciate you guys joining us. And again, a big shout out to all of our great sponsors here on Cashion Wildcats TV, Homer Television for the Cashion Wildcats, powered by Squirtle TV. We can't thank you guys enough. You see Entrust Agency there, insurance folks. We love the Roper family. Mackey's a fantastic softball player for the high school team. If you haven't gone out to catch Coach Chambers' team, they're 12-11 this year. Just an awesome season thus far. They picked up a couple new folks, and they're doing great things, and love watching what they're doing. Give out to the left side for the Minco Bulldogs as this
33 Carson Littlejohn on the
Carson Littlejohn with the carry, and that freshman will get 5 yards. 7:04 running clock. Got a ton of kids out there. Looks like I see a Blake Pickle sighting as well. Number 30. We don't mess with Officer Pickle here in town.
No.
Nick Jolliffe out linebacker, as well as Jaden Miller. Bryson Beitler at safety. Max Higdon at safety. We got Caleb Duran. Nathan Ababi at the other side corner. It's a reverse coming out to number 28. Pickle there with a chance. Bryson Beitler with the first contact, eventually brought down by Max Higdon, the freshman. You were just talking about him. Nice little run there by number 28 for the Minco Bulldogs. Trasher Ruthart, freshman, 5'8", 135. The little jet sweep reverse. So big first down for the Minco Bulldogs. I think their first down, and I'm going to say since the first quarter.
Yep.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 44, 6:17, fourth quarter action. We do have Creed Kastner siding as well in that corner. Coming in, Jaden Miller with the chance for the tackle. Gaggle of Cashion Wildcats.
Great job by those younger guys.
What was that, Drew?
I said great job by those younger guys hustling to the football there.
Yeah, a little game tackling there.
Yeah. Update on the Perry Tonkawa score. Perry comes back to come 13-12 with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's a future district play or a game for the Cashion Wildcats.
A little bit of a shootout.
2nd and 5 from the 49. 5:43 here. Minco Bulldogs showing trips up top. Running back in for the number 12. Actually, that can't be number 12. It sure is. It's a number 11. I apologize. With the keeper, Clayton Hughes will work left side. Eventually brought down by Tanner Dean. Tanner's got a couple tackles in a row for the Cashion Wildcats, and I'll bring up 3rd down and short in Cashion territory.
Did you say the Crescent score?
I did earlier. I will find it. You have it pulled up right there.
21-0 over Boone Apache, and Crescent's another one of those teams that we played the last game of the year. I want them to win every game until that point.
I'm with you on that one.
And then let's hammer them.
Stop it. You're crazy.
No. Got to give it to the Crescent guys. We love that rivalry.
Great stop by Tanner Dean again, just short of the first down marker. Noah Johnson falls down, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 1. Here's a chance for the defense to bow up and get the ball back with 4:40 left here, running clock, fourth quarter. We've got Noah Johnson in, number 11. Clayton Hughes, sophomore, 5'10", wide receiver in at quarterback. Cashion Wildcats looking to get the stop here. Again, another 4-3 look. Looking for a Caleb Duran or Nick Jolliffe sighting here. Let's see what happens as the Cashion D line tightens up. Give inside to Johnson. Jolliffe there immediately had a chance. Caleb Duran with a solid tackle, but that's going to be enough for the first down, and that's 2 first downs in a row for the Minco Bulldogs.
Yeah, and just to give a little perspective, this Minco team won big, 41-14 or something like that over Dibble last week.
Yep.
And Dibble came out this week and is winning 31-0. So Minco is not just a pushover team, and Cashion has just had their way with them tonight.
Yeah, I don't believe in the transitive property of points, but I like where you're going with that discussion. I think giving a little bit of making Minco a little bit more solid, making this a solid win. Give inside, and that is it. Jaden Miller. Fantastic
Great hit
work.
by Jaden Miller.
Tackle for loss.
Talking about games later on in the season a little bit, Morrison, that we talked about quite a bit on our pregame show, down 2 points to Kiefer in the fourth quarter. I think less than 2 minutes left, I believe.
Got some good games going on. We don't have one here, thankfully. 48-0 is the Cashion Wildcats staring at 3:20 left on the clock. Cashion defense coming in here, doing good work, trying to hold the Minco Bulldogs. Keeper by Hughes. Little screen pass out to 33. Nice. No holding call.
Wow.
Jaden Miller eventually goes down, and he saw it.
Hughes pass complete.
So good little work there by Hughes. Little draw up to number 33. Carson Littlejohn, the freshman.
Littlejohn, game good for a Bulldog, first down and 10.
Quite the high-scoring game at Ringling. Ringling still beating Dixon 63-6 with a whole fourth quarter to go.
And that's a running team putting up 66 points. So
I think they've got a quarterback this year that I think they had him last year that could throw the ball a bit. And
yeah, I got you, brother.
Ringling's been one of those that's always been a really well-coached and really good football team in the past.
1st and 10, give inside. Actually, keeper by Hughes. Cuts back inside. Nice move. He's got a chance, and he will score. So the Minco Bulldogs finally get on the board. Shutout is a race with 2:33. Nice individual effort there by number 11. Clayton Hughes, the sophomore, runs it in, weaves his way through the Cashion defense, and that'll be a touchdown as the Minco Bulldogs put 6 on the board. Out to kick is number 85, Will Holding, a senior. Holding for him will be number 1, Dylan Warden. Snap, hold. Kick is a little low. The Cashion Wildcats are able to negate that extra point, and the score will stay 48-6. The Cashion Wildcats will look to move to 2-1 on the season with a big win over the Minco Bulldogs. We have 2:33 left here for the Cashion Wildcats. Steady dose of running, and the clock running. Should be running right now, if you ask me.
Chris, Neiman, do you ever look at the Squirtle games and get a little nostalgic about teams that maybe are good that weren't good or weren't good that are good now? I'm looking at the Crescent Boone Apache score. I distinctly remember my sophomore year, we spent 2 weeks preparing to play Apache, and they ended up losing in the quarterfinals, and we never had to play them, but we spent 2 weeks trying to prepare for them, knowing that we would probably play them.
Huh. And that's in essence small town football. I mean, if you think about Class A, it's about generations of kids and boys that move in and boys that are growing up and coming together. And if your town is lucky enough to have 14, 15 boys in a grade, that could spell a high level of success. And then following years may not follow. That hasn't been the case for Coach Shack and his 200th, looking for his 200th victory tonight.
No, it's his 200th game.
200th game. I apologize.
200th game. But I think his winning percentage is like 83 or 84% or something like that. So
I'd have to double check on the specifics, but we gave him a ball and something else. I think it was our senior year for, I can't remember how many wins it was. I can't remember exactly what the number was. I'd have to double check with somebody.
Well, leave it up to Cashion Football Facts. Love that person. Not sure who they are, but I saw a tweet earlier today. If you're a Cashion fan and you're not following Cashion Football Facts, you're missing out. Stat here, today's game is Lynn Shackelford's 200 as head coach in his 16th season. 167-32 for an 8,400, or in essence an 839 win percentage. I apologize. 1 state title, 9 district titles, 34 playoff wins, 11 10-plus win seasons, averaging 39.8 points per game, including the playoffs. Just amazing, amazing run. Yeah. So unlike Boone Apache, Cashion's just reload. So 1st and 10 from the 35, 2:33. We've got Seth Gilbert in the game. Timmy Jones, freshman's checked in now. Snap, give to Jones. Left side, no chance there. He'll be brought down for a loss.
Morrison loses to Kiefer tonight.
Wow.
14-16 the final at Kiefer.
What's a bigger upset, Kiefer over Morrison or Rejoice over Cashion?
Also 3 yards on the play. Second down, 13.
Kiefer over Morrison.
I'd say Kiefer over Morrison.
I mean, you got Rejoice as a team that, you saw it last year, just moving up in class and just kind of being really young, and you could see the potential. And then this year, kind of it's coming together to got added another piece to their puzzle with the kid moving in from Owasso, and they're going to be really good this year. Kiefer, I mean, unless Kiefer is just one of those teams that has a kid that is just kind of come into his own and carry a team, like we were talking about the Amos kid from Afton.
Yeah.
If you have one kid that can kind of carry your team. Yeah. But that kid, you saw him coming. The Kiefer team, I didn't see that coming for sure.
Didn't at all. Caleb Duran has checked in, the freshman. We've called his name on defense. He had a great night against Chisholm running the football in JV play. Caleb in at quarterback. Timmy Jones out there. I see Beitler. I see number 84. That is Travis Lofhals, freshman as well. I see Max Higdon as well. I'm going to try to get these names as best I can. Give actually the keeper by Duran. He's got no chance. Is number 56 for the Minco Bulldogs. Colton Mendez, freshman, 5'9", 165 with the tackle. Probably could have used a little help there blocking on that edge.
Also 4 yards, 4th down, 19.
Yeah, and Kiefer played Kellyville last week and won 40-13. So I mean, they're just rolling.
So tackle for loss. That'll bring up 4th and 19, 34 seconds. This will be the last play of the game for the Cashion Wildcats. Again, as Coach Shackelford and the crew move on to 2-1 on the season with a 48-7 victory. You were close. Or 48-6. You were close. 41-19. It could have been a lot worse on our end.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot better on our end. But maybe Coach Wood will come over and say, "Hey, what up? No, no faith in us." Hey, post game, we'll have Lane come in. We'll keep Drew and Chris here. I'm gonna go take pictures with my kids, as I always try to do. We'll break it down. I don't know if I bet Coach Shack will want to come up and talk about the day. The Jeremy Seaton retirement, etc., number of retirement. And that's it, because as Coach Shack runs across the 40 to meet Coach Brock Wardlaw, as again the Cashion Wildcats move to 2-1 on the season. Most likely will retain their number 1 ranking in Class A. An absolute beatdown from the beginning as the Cashion Wildcats jumped out and stayed there as they win 48-6 here on an awesome Friday night here live from Cashion, Oklahoma. We'll go to a quick timeout. We'll be back with Lane and final stats, maybe a Coach Shack sighting. I appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Woody, and I want to help you or a loved one navigate your way through understanding Medicare. It's hard getting questions answered when you don't know who to call or trust. I am local and appointed with all the insurance carriers in Oklahoma. You can trust me to help you apply for Medicare, make the right decisions based on your current financial and healthcare needs, and feel confident about your future. Act quickly. Annual enrollment period is October 15th to December 7th. Call Stephanie Woody, that's me, at 405-830-4966 to set up an appointment.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Legacy Insurance and Financial Services is proud to be on Main Street in Cashion, Oklahoma, supporting our Wildcats while writing business throughout Oklahoma and surrounding states. Legacy agents who share over 40 years of experience will shop many carriers to fulfill all of your insurance and investment needs. We welcome face-to-face meetings, but if your needs require an online virtual relationship, we are versed at those too. Let the team of Chris Gibson, Chris Cochran, Aaron Phoenix, and Christina Branson at Legacy Insurance and Financial Services help you build your own legacy, one you will be proud to live and to leave.
All right, we're back here. We got Lane sitting in. Neiman ran down to get a picture with Nick, get a little family time, which is well-deserved. And Lane is going to sit in here. We'll go over some of the stats and just kind of give us your overall thoughts of what you saw out there tonight.
Our defense looks better tonight. I don't know if it's part of our defense is better, and I think it is better, somewhat better. But Minco just not the
couldn't get anything going.
Not the team I thought they were going to be. I thought we would beat them, but I didn't think it was going to be this big of a score. You know, and they're big up front. They're really big,
massive.
Mm-hmm. You know, they had. I think whenever I stopped watching it, we had we'd get up 38 yards on 35 possessions or carries or plays. Now they wound up with 115. We wound up with 527 on 66 offensive plays. You know, just get more and more impressed with Ben Harmon every week. You know, he last year he wasn't quite making them throws. He was just still young, but man, he's throwing some darts out there. You know, he wound up with 21 of 33 for 389. Landon McGass had 199. You know, 199 plus he had the 286 the week before. He's gonna, you know, that's quite a few yards just for 3 games there. So we talked about at halftime. You know, Landon has a chance to maybe break a record in our whole school history as far as reception goes. So it was quite a showing by Landon. I don't know if you can get a whole lot out of this game. You know, I'm sure Minco is not happy with the way they played, with the way it kind of looked like they gave up in kind of middle of the third quarter.
I mean, you know, when you have a team like Minco that had a lot of success last week, right? come out here and be fired up to play the Cashion Wildcats. It's kind of a rivalry between two very tradition football heavy schools, and you come and just a team just drives it right down your throat, scores. You have a fumble on the kickoff, and then they throw a touchdown the next play. It's almost like that gut punch, that just punch in the nose they could not recover from. And, man, they just reeled the whole rest of the game, and they're still out. Their coaching staff is still talking with their team. They're just now getting up. But it may be one of those things where after this game they say, hey, guys, let's reset. Mm-hmm. We just got hammered, and we got throttled, but let's learn from it.
Wardlaw's, he's had a lot of success at Minco, and this program at Minco has been good for several years. We beat them last year pretty handily, but we had an exceptional football team last year. We have a good football team this year, but it kind of looked like they gave up a little bit towards the end of the game.
Let's talk. I want to talk about Ben's numbers. Where he's at and where he needs to be to break any records. Is there anything this year?
I have to go back and look at it. I'm sure he's going to have some records. He's going to be pushing on his brother's records, but before the end of the year, it kind of depends on how many games. It depends on how many games we get.
I forgot to turn your
mic up.
Now? Yeah, I can hear you.
It kind of depends on the season we have and how many games we actually get through the year before we can really know how much he's going to be pushing Matt for that record. Matt had a ton of yards there.
Here comes a guy that might know.
And I said last week, I said, Matt and Ben are 1 and 2, and then their dad is a distant third on that family tree as far as quarterbacks go.
We were just talking about some of Ben's numbers and where he is, ranking in some of the Cashion stats and records.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's climbing the charts.
He's got to be. But let's go back and just talk about this game tonight. And were you expected to come out and really just put it to Minco tonight, or did you see something, or maybe you saw that coming?
Well, I thought we had a chance to play better than we'd been playing. I thought we had a pretty good week of practice. We had time to kind of work on our 4-3, which we kind of threw together at halftime last week at Perry. And I really liked the way, it allowed us to get what I feel like are the right guys in the right spots for who we have out there. So I thought we had a chance to play well on offense, and then, they do some really good stuff defensively, but offensively. But I thought if we could get to the quarterback and we could kind of get him off his spot and get him a little bit where he wasn't comfortable, I thought we'd have a chance to win and kind of pull away from him. I wasn't expecting, 34-0 or whatever it was at halftime. I kind of thought they would get a couple on us in the first half.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did too. I had the score at 41-19, and y'all.
Yeah.
I like the score the way it came out better.
And we've been talking a little bit too. If Ben Harmon has the year that he's got on path right now, Landon Lagasse has got a chance to beat Josh Hampton's record. And Josh Hampton, I think he had 1,800 yards for the season, so he's going to rack up a whole lot of yards. He's special. You were telling me when he was a sophomore, you're like, he has a chance to be one of the best receivers we've ever had. I'm like, really? I don't really see kind of what he looks like, and you're just saying he catches everything in practice. He's got great leaping ability, got a lot of speed, and he showed it tonight.
Yeah, you could watch him do anything. Watch him play baseball, watch him play basketball. If he would try, he'd probably be a great quarter miler. He's just kind of one of those kids that just is kind of special, and when he gets it rolling, there's really not a lot you can probably do about it.
Did you challenge your kids the first part of the game? I think before the game started, you kind of challenged them to kind of man up and play a little bit more physical football than what they had been playing the last couple weeks.
That kind of started at halftime at Perry, and it's kind of continued all week and continued, through the pregame talk tonight, and just, And a lot of it probably comes from a little bit of us. I think that, in the last 2 years we've just gotten when I say we, the coaches, we've gotten used to just seeing how our defense played and how they kind of fed off of each other and, fought each other for tackles and all of that stuff. And it was almost like this group is missing a little bit of the juice. And where do we get that from? Well, maybe you get it from us. Maybe you get it from Coach Wood, or maybe you get it from Coach Wilson, or maybe we changed a little bit of the way we practice, and it's a little bit more up tempo, and it's a little bit more. There's 9 of us out there. There shouldn't be. Should only be 2 guys that have eyes on them. If we're all looking at the same side of the ball, so. That's a little bit of how we approach this week. Is we got to figure out a way to bring a little bit more excitement to practice, and to our effort. And I told them at halftime, we'll have to watch the film to see, but just first glance, I thought we played a lot harder tonight than we had the last 2 weeks.
I agree.
Yeah, fast start, came out, took care of business. You got a lot of turnovers.
Yeah,
couldn't capitalize on all of them. But
that's what I told them at halftime. I mean, that was the only disappointment coming out of tonight was, it felt to me like we spent the whole second quarter inside of their 40 or 30, and we weren't able to convert. I think we missed some throws, and we were struggling a little bit up front. I think in the first half with just kind of getting our calls right. Coach Robertson made some adjustments at halftime that I think helped us there in our run game. We were able to run the ball a little bit better in the third quarter. But, and I told them at halftime, we can't do that. I mean, when we play against somebody that's pushing us and it's a back and forth situation or it's not. I mean, neither team can move it. It kind of depends on the situation you're in. When we have scoring opportunities like we've had, we had tonight. I mean, we had a few last week. We had a whole bunch week 1. We just can't miss.
Yeah,
gotta capitalize.
We can't miss, and it's one. I mean, you might miss one every now and then, but we kind of there was it seemed like a 3 or 4
we
drives.
We talked about it after
there
halftime. We were like, how
just,
many touchdowns did you think we left on the board?
Yeah, I felt like it should have. I mean, it should have been in the 40s at halftime.
Easily.
I was a little bit disappointed this week. Last week we had the historical extra point kick by a girl, and I tried to start the chant up in the press box of Adley Jerry kicking a field goal, but it.
Well, I told her mom when we first started all of this that we were going to do everything possible to keep her as safe as we could. And,
right.
Extra points as soon as the ball's kicked, they're blowing the whistle. Field goals is a little different story. I mean, if it gets blocked or she kicks it into the back of somebody, then
she's a freshman.
Hey, speaking of field goals, we had a bet on. When was the last time we kicked a field goal?
Well, I asked Coach Cochran. I think it was Crossings, like 2018.
There you go.
I told you.
I think we kicked one right before halftime.
Was it Hayden Aaron? Would it have been Hayden Aaron?
Yeah, I think it made it like 17-0 or 24-0 at halftime, something like that.
So trotting out there, we were a little surprised. We don't talk a lot about special teams right now. The kickoffs have been pretty solid by Bryson Hogan.
Yeah, Bryson's doing a good job. We've got another kid that's a foreign exchange student. That if we were able to score one more time, we were gonna give him a shot at it. But no, Bryson's been doing really good. I think our extra points are kind of getting better. Kickoff returns, hopefully, we don't get a lot of opportunity to do that. But we took a punt back tonight. Stuff like that. And this may sound like a cop out, and I don't mean it to, but things like that at our level are really hard to practice. They're really hard to simulate. It's hard to simulate a punt and 11 varsity players running down to cover that punt. Right. And same thing with kickoff returns and punt returns and stuff like that. So I think it just kind of takes a little bit of game stuff.
Have you watched much
to be able to do that.
Thomas?
Of Thomas?
Yeah, have you looked at any?
I watched a little bit today. They don't look like they looked last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're massive. I don't know. For the life of me, I can't understand how they do it. But they're huge. They're
Minco's
huge
the
up
same
front.
way.
Yeah, Minco's the same way.
They had a 6'7" kid, 3-something that didn't even play for him tonight. So it's just amazing the size that is outside of Kingfisher County.
But they I watched a couple of series against Alva just to kind of see if they were doing the same stuff. Offensively, they are. Defensively, they're a little bit different. So, we'll see. The last time we went to Thomas, we were a lot better, and it was a war. So, we'll see what it's like.
We had 2 starters out this week. Is that right?
Preston Cotter.
Preston and who was the other one?
Number 9.
Yeah, Bryce.
Oh, Bryce. Yeah. And I think we'll get Preston back Monday for sure. I think Bryce is next week. I don't know exactly when.
Bryce, whenever that injury occurred with Bryce at Perry, I'm like, golly, this doesn't look good at all, because all the coaches were hovering around him. The mom come onto the field, and I'm like, this is pretty serious stuff, and just fortunate that
very fortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of those deals. 15 years ago or 20 years ago, we'd have probably just said, "Hey, get up!"
Roll them over. Let's get it going.
You can feel everything. Let's go. But in 2021, we're not going to do that, and I'm fine with that. I'm not anti doing that, but that's
you've bragged about the doctors. And
I mean, it's great. I mean, we just let Heath tell us what to do, or if Dr. Hogan's there, Dr. Dieselhorse, or whoever.
Get it going.
Yeah.
Hey, will you do something? Will you talk about, we had some young guys come in, speaking of injuries, a ton of sophomores and freshmen that got some really good minutes. Anything stand out to you from that end?
I thought our offensive drive that got down there to the field goal was pretty good. That was we had there's a difference between JV guys and freshmen. It's a lot of times it's just hard for freshmen to just Friday night and Monday nights are totally different things, but I thought our younger guys did pretty well. I thought they did. We had a JV game Tuesday night at Chisholm. Yep. I thought we played pretty well up there. It's just kind of it's always the same thing with those younger guys. It's just getting them to not be scared and to play hard and play fast, and that's the biggest hurdle.
Yeah, we called out Tommy Branson's name, and we called out Nathan Abavi. Duran did great.
I mean, those guys started for us. I mean, I thought Nathan played as well as anybody in the secondary has played for us in a long time. Just as far as, he made some plays, made an interception, which is all great, but just about being in coverage, playing over the top of the fade, or, playing the slant, playing the skinny post. I mean, just his being where he was supposed to be, I thought was for not doing it, and we just kind of threw him out there this week. I thought he did really well. Tommy played well. Yeah, Tommy had started left tackle. I thought Tommy played well. And those things are great for us. And if you guys have heard me talk about this over the years, I mean, the years that we're good and the years that we have opportunity to go win and have deep playoff runs, we have sophomores that play for us. I'm not saying that they're stars, or I'm not saying that they're two-way starters, but they play. They get on the field.
Meaningful minutes.
They play. Yeah, they play meaningful minutes, and we saw two of them do it tonight. And we were going to have another. I think Cooper was going to get.
Did Cooper get hurt?
I think he's fine. I think it was just kind of one of those deals where I think it looked a lot worse than it probably was, and was probably scary. Yeah, and then Caleb Duran, I thought played. He's going to be good.
He was fantastic at running back, JV, on Monday night.
Yeah, he was. He's
a really good athlete.
He's got a chance to be really good.
Yeah. Hey, we got Drew Baker outside the window. Drew, do you want to ask Coach before we let him go and enjoy?
What about? I do want to ask you. Jeremy Seaton.
Yeah.
Before the game, thought it was a really cool gesture that you put out there. I didn't. I came in right about. I think I moved to Cashion about the time he left, but man, I've heard so many stories, and not only just on the field play, but as a human being, it seems like a really good.
Yeah, Jeremy's he's a great guy. Comes from a great family, which I think is pretty standard. Cashion people. The thing that's special for me with him, he was kind of in that first group that I coached, and he was right there when we made the jump from 8-man to 11-man, and stepped in when Caden got hurt and we had to have a quarterback finish the year, and we weren't very good after that, and he wasn't very good, but stuck with it and worked at it, and by the time he was done, I mean, he was kind of a reason that us and 11-man and being able to make that transition, he was one of the big reasons why we were able to do that.
One of those building blocks.
Yeah, and he was. Yep. I mean, he was a reason that we kind of got it rolling, and then once we got it rolling, we were able to kind of keep doing it.
So whenever he got recruited he was getting recruited by some smaller schools, some borderline D1 schools, and he wanted to walk on at OSU. What did the OSU coaches tell you whenever they?
Well, here's what we should have talked about tonight. I don't know if the OSU guys will admit this or not, but he was the original Cowboy back. So when he went to OSU, Todd Monken was their offensive coordinator. Todd didn't recruit him. Doug Meacham was the guy that recruited him. And Doug flat out told me, he was like, look, we we don't have tight ends and fullbacks. This was back when they were pure air raid, chunk it all over the field. And he said, we don't offer them, we don't recruit them, but he can play here. You know, we want him to walk on. And he had a full ride at Central Arkansas that he turned down to go up there. And then it was kind of one of those deals. Once he got there, they kind of started using him a little bit in practice, and then it was like, holy cow,
we got to get him on the field.
Yeah, we got a kid that we can use, and we don't have any of them. And now they recruit nationwide for that position.
Yeah.
And he
saw
was,
the value. After
he was kind of the first one that they had. So
I'd heard the story that whenever they recruited or whenever he wanted to walk on, they gave him a set of specific. He had to be this tall.
Well, when they first started recruiting him, they wanted him to play defensive end, and I was like, well, he doesn't play defensive end, and they were like, well, we don't care, we can figure it out. So then they called me and they were like, well, how big is he? I was like, I don't know, Doug. I mean, I've taken him all over the place, and he's anywhere from 6'3 1/4 to 6'2 1/2. I mean, depends on who's measuring, I guess. And he's like, well, if he's not 6'2, we won't even look at him. And I was like, so it doesn't matter how good he is? He was like, no. He said it's really
then
that.
He's 6'2".
It's really that, because he said if he's not 6'2", then his arms won't be long enough to go up against the offensive tackle that's 6'7". And I said, it's really that specific? And he said, yeah, it really is. So.
Did he know pregame that he was going to get the
No, we were able to kind of keep it from him, which I was kind of surprised. I don't think he knew, even when he walked out there, I don't think he knew why he was walking out there. So
that's a great.
Well, that was great. You could see it on his face. He was pleasantly surprised.
And it's awesome. I mean, he was at OSU when they were kind of probably the golden age of OSU in the last 15 or 20 years, and made an impact up there. And I think it's awesome to be able to celebrate something like that.
Great ambassador and person out.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you this. I mean, because of Jeremy, Brett Wilson got to go to OSU,
right?
Because it was easy for me to say, hey, I've got another kid that you need to look at that might make a hand. And Drew's brother Ryan's at OSU because a lot of the same reason, because I was able to call up there and be like, hey, I got a guy that, he's not ready right now, like Jeremy. Jeremy wasn't ready then, but 2-3 years later, Jeremy was more than ready.
That's the pressure. That's the pressure that high school coaches get put on them. Is you're just not going to recommend a kid that's going to go to OSU, call the coach up, and if he's a flop, then they're not going to pay attention to you. So whenever you recommended Jeremy and he made that jump, then you could throw some kids in there that you thought would work.
It gave me some credibility, and I mean so I mean when I picked up the phone and called OSU and said, hey, I got a kid, then it was send us his film, and the day later, we want Ryan to come play. So and I'll be shocked if Ryan's going to stick it out, but if he keeps getting bigger like he is, and I'll be really surprised if he doesn't get an opportunity to play somewhere down the road.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we were talking about game 200. You don't. I know you don't. I know you
I don't even know.
I know you don't. We know that.
Yeah,
We know. We know you don't care.
Cashion football facts know.
But whoever that person is.
This was my 200th game tonight. Yeah.
So
I tried to get you fired at like game 80.
Yeah, I know.
Started the stands, but it never caught on.
Yeah.
Well, you have I think it was an 839 win percentage. You've done well, scored almost 40 points per game. Certainly a legacy over the last 16 seasons. We joked at the beginning, it's always about the Jimmies and the Joes over the X's and the O's, but you've somehow figured it out in a town of 865 people to continue to kind of do this, year over year for almost 2 decades now. So, again, congratulations on,
I appreciate it.
On the win, and what a special night. I mean, we should try to do this every Friday night.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Let's we could retire a number and honor a team
next.
Yeah. So how will you be at 400 wins?
How long did it take me to get this? 18 years. Old. Yeah. I mean, I think I can retire before.
Well, he's not going anywhere until Grayson and Maddox graduate.
Right.
So
That's right.
we know he'll be here that long.
We got
guaranteed contract. If he leaves, he can't coach anywhere else.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not coaching anywhere else. I can assure you that.
Boy.
Well, Coach, we've got Thomas next week. You kind of talked about that, and then we start district play. Drew and Chris were following the scores. When the score is 48-0, our attention span kind of dropped.
Yeah.
So we were following some games. Morrison lost tonight. That was to Kiefer. That
Really?
was
Kiefer beat him?
They did.
By 2, yeah.
And there was some other big wins. Ringling had like a significant. Watonga won pretty big. As we start district, we've got some pretty good players in Tonkawall, Watonga.
Yeah.
Crescent won pretty big tonight.
Yeah, I think OCA is a lot better. They must think they're better too because they were here tonight. They play tomorrow afternoon, I think.
They were pretty excited when we got beat by Rejoice.
Yeah.
They think they're going to have a chance.
Yeah, they scrimmaged Minco, so I saw a little bit of them on film. They're better. I mean, they're a lot better than they have been. But
they have a new coach, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Brought in some other kids.
Well, no, Gray's still there. They got a new quarterback coach or offensive. I don't know what exactly Tom's doing, but
from an approach standpoint, as we don't want to look past Thomas. We're definitely not doing that. I mean, just like Minco, Thomas is a tradition football power.
Yeah.
You don't ever overlook them. But do you start to think about district play? Is that start now?
No, we really don't. You know, I've talked about this before. I mean, we really try to just focus week to week and really more than anything just day to day. I mean, the only thing that Thomas is going to give us is a template to practice, for that week. And so we're going to take that template and we're going to try to get better based on what Thomas is going to do on offense and defense. And then when that's over, we'll get a new template for what Watonga is going to do. And I really think that's been one of the biggest things that we've been able to do to maintain a level of success around here is to just focus on that. And, practice is a big deal. I know, I don't think people give that near enough credit, but what you can do on those 3 days makes a huge difference on what you're able to do on Fridays.
Absolutely. Guys, anything else? Let Coach Shack get his big drink, his big, big gulp. I don't know. Do you have a post-game fruit smoothie?
Water.
What's your story?
Water. Yeah, water.
Okay.
Lots of water.
We're expecting wins.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks so much. Congratulations. And we'll be off to Thomas next week. It'll be a nice facility, and hopefully we'll have another nice win. So
get cool stuff when you vote yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Voting yes for bonds is always a good thing for the kids in the community. So, hey, we'll go to a quick commercial. We'll break it down. Be right back. Cashion Wildcats TV. Sorry.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like video on demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
That one's off, though, right?
At Water Heater.
All right, welcome back to CWTV. We have I think the best post-game show there is in the world. Coach Shack, thanks so much for coming by. Lane, Lessons with Lane, pre and post. We've got Drew Baker back on. Appreciate you guys staying with us. You get your money's worth. It's free of charge, but we bring you everything. We break down the beginning. We bring you the game, and we break it down afterwards. I appreciate you guys joining us. Any last thoughts, Drew, from your perspective as Cashion Wildcats win 48-6 and head off to Thomas 2-1 on the season?
I was really surprised. I mean, offensively, I would have obviously you'd like to see him complete a lot more of those throws that they did, but I thought it gave a really good opportunity for Ben to run the ball a lot more, which is something that inevitably it always happens every year. You're going to have to do at some point against somebody, and it's usually against a team that you don't get an opportunity to lose to. So, I mean, I'm excited that he got to run the ball and did a really good job at it. Our line, I thought, played a lot better. Defensively, I thought we had a little more energy. So, I mean, you talk about getting better every single week, and I think we definitely did.
Yeah, no doubt.
Love it, Drew. Chris?
I mean, you said the energy, and that's what I was going to bring up. You know, my takeaway from this game is we're getting there, right? That Rejoice Christian game, it just felt like blah. I mean, we just didn't have any energy on defense.
It was the Bermuda Triangle. Chris, we talked about it.
Yeah, just couldn't ever get anything going. You know, the Perry game, you kind of got there after halftime. You really saw a lot more energy from that defense. And then from the get tonight, it was like game on. Let's get this win. Let's, make a statement. And they did, with that big 35-point first half, 34-point first half. We're getting there. That's all I got to say.
Fantastic. We appreciate you guys joining us. I don't know, did you guys check stats? Do we know how many folks jumped on tonight?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even look yet. But
we'll probably, we appreciate you guys jumping on. This will be on archive, so if you're bored, you're at work, you want to check it out, come back to Cashion Wildcats TV and check us out on archive.
Don't throw out a shameless plug. You're going to be on the franchise here in a little bit.
I completely forgot. Thank you. I set an alarm to make sure I didn't go to bed or something. But yes, you can catch me on the franchise tonight at 11:18 p.m. We'll talk about the game. Hopefully I'll have some stats to talk
Jump over there and listen now because they have a great post-game high school wrap-up show. They put a lot of work into it.
It's on Squirtle.
Yeah,
it's live.
You just click on Squirtle. You can listen to it and just hear about all of the high school kids around the state. And it's a really cool thing that they're doing to put the spotlight on these high school athletes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Squirtle. You got Adam and that group over at Squirtle. They literally are just they're sprinting and running. They're doing so many great things. The pay dirt deal, this post game with the franchise. They're all over the place. It's just been fantastic. So if you are bored, get on 107.7 tonight. Randy Heights and I will be talking about the win tonight, 48-6, Cashion victory. We'll be bragging about the Cashion Wildcats, maybe a little love to Ben Harmon and Landon Lagasse. Shout out to my man Drew and Chris, of course, as well as all the fine folks at Squirtle. So check us out then if you'd like. I guess if you want.
I'll be
probably got enough of me talking over the course of the last 4 hours, but
surely not.
Yeah,
surely
but it's always a great day to be a Cashion Wildcat, as they say, and another great victory tonight as the Cashion Wildcats moved to 2-1 with a 48-6 victory over the Minco Bulldogs. A fantastic win on an exciting night. For my man Chris Gibson and Drew Baker, I'm Nemo Bobby. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Go Cats and God bless.